That was Joe Musgrove yesterday here at Petco Park. Joe getting ready for a big-time start here tonight in Game 2 of this National League Wild Card Series. We'll talk a little bit more about Max Fried in a moment, break down what his season has been. We told you earlier that Max Fried, of course, was a draft pick of the Padres back in the day, traded to Atlanta a long time ago now in that Justin Upton trade all the way back in 2014. Here was Fried on facing the team that drafted him here in the postseason.
I mean, at this point, it kind of feels like a different lifetime. You know, it's been so much time. Been with the Braves for 10 plus years. So, at the end of the day, everyone, it's a business. You move team to team, but it's just another postseason game. Got to go out there and leave it all out there and try to win.
All right, we'll see if it is just another postseason game. I don't know. This place was rocking so much last night, I think it's hard to ignore what these games mean and what they mean to these San Diego Padres fans. Let's dive into the matchup between the guys we just heard from, Joe Musgrove and Max Fried.
Let's take a look at who's on the bump today with our starting pitching preview. Presented by Chimney Sweeps, Inc., San Diego's trusted chimney and fireplace service company for 40 years. Call Chimney Sweeps, Inc. at 1-800-CHIMNEY or book an inspection online at chimneysweepsinc.com.
On the mound for the Padres, right-hander in San Diego's own Joe Musgrove. 6-5, a 3.88 ERA in 19 starts, 99 and 2/3 innings, 101 strikeouts, 23 walks this season. In his 9 starts since coming off the IL, Joe has been terrific. A 2.15 ERA in 50-plus innings. His last start of the regular season in L.A., 6 innings and a third, 2 earned runs given up on 5 hits, and he struck out 6. Joe didn't see the Braves in the regular season. He actually hasn't seen them since 2022. Both those starts in 2022 were really good. He allowed just 2 earned runs in 12 and 2/3 innings. Musgrove will make his 4th career postseason start. He made 3 with the Padres in 2022, a combined 2.89 ERA in those 3 starts, including 7 scoreless innings in New York. That was a famous game, and 6 strong innings against the Dodgers during that 2022 postseason run. Meanwhile, on the mound for Atlanta, left-hander Max Fried. He's 11-10, a 3.25 ERA this season in 29 starts, 174 innings and a third. He struck out 166 and walked 57. His last start of the regular season was Friday against the Royals. He was great. 8 and 2/3 innings, no runs, 3 hits. He struck out 9. Fried posted a 1.74 ERA in his last 3 starts of the regular season. He faced the Padres in mid-May, gave up 3 runs on 9 hits in 4 innings and a third. Fried has a ton of postseason experience. Of course, he was a big part of that Braves team that won the World Series in 2021. He's made 1 postseason start in each of the last 2 seasons. Neither were really good. 2022 NLDS against the Phillies, 3 innings and a third, 4 earned runs given up. The 2023 NLDS against the Phillies, 4 innings and 3 earned runs given up. So we'll see if Fried has the ability to bounce back here in the postseason tonight. And that's a look at our starting pitching matchup between Joe Musgrove and Max Fried. You've been listening to the EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show on the Padres Radio Network. EcoWater SoCal 2024 BBB Torch Awards for Ethics winner. Find them online at ecowatersocal.com. Your water should be perfect. Padres winning last night, Game 1 of this 2024 National League Wild Card Series. What's in store for Game 2? Well, we're going to find out when we come back. Jesse Ackler, Tony Gwynn Jr. have the starting lineups, first pitch, and all the play-by-play coming up when we return. You're listening to Padres Postseason Baseball on the Padres Radio Network. Enjoy the game, everybody.
Elevate your food shopping at Sinley Foods' authentic neighborhood market. Fresh protein, succulent chicken, and lively, loud aunties await. Greet the beloved aunties and explore incredible pricing on soju, Asian produce, and an unbeatable alcohol selection. Their philosophy, giving you the absolute best value in San Diego. Why pay more? Enjoy wholesale pricing like restaurants when you shop at Sinley. Start saving big on your next grocery run. Sinley Food, 4665 El Cajon Boulevard. The Cook's Asian resource for unmatched freshness and savings.
It's the 20th anniversary of Computer to Kids. Tony Gwynn Jr. here. Since 2004, more than 300,000 computers and counting have been donated to help shrink the digital divide across San Diego. To learn how you can help, give, or donate, go to c2sdk.com.
Buffalo Wild Wings is kicking off football season with 2 limited-time sauces. Whether you're watching games at the sports bar or ordering straight to your couch, Buffalo Wild Wings flavor game is next level. Try their new Buffalo Bacon Sauce for a buttery, tangy buffalo with bold notes of smoky bacon. Or get the fan-favorite hot barbecue on an order of wings sauced in a classic smoky sweet barbecue with spicy heat. Try them at your local Buffalo Wild Wings or order now for takeout and delivery with Buffalo Wild Wings Go.
You might not consider yourself a tech expert, but that doesn't mean you can't protect yourself from online scammers with a little help from McAfee Total Protection. Whether it's a fake missed delivery text or an urgent bank alert, these scams can look incredibly convincing. That's where McAfee Total Protection steps in. So go ahead, manage your finances, and shop online. McAfee will help keep your devices, privacy, and identity safer. Visit McAfee.com/online protection today to get award-winning online protection for just $39.99 your first year. Cancel anytime. Terms apply.
This Odyssey Sports broadcast is presented by Health Markets. Shop for health insurance your way.
Padres baseball is on the air on the Padres Radio Network.
Diving stop, long through to first, and he got him!
Padres baseball is proudly presented by Eco Water SoCal, Valley View Casino and Hotel, Genesis Home Improvements, Cask and Coast Premium California Bourbon, Frozen Ropes Baseball and Softball Training Facilities, Chick-fil-A San Diego, Lineage Watch Company, Fraser Farms Market, Baja Rick's Cantina, Vada Fulkerson Law Group, Sinley Food, Kaiser Permanente, Hamul Casino, Jensen Meats, El Cajon Ford, Soapy Joe's Car Wash, Timber Tech, Grand Jetto's Farm and Garden Supply, Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers, Doors Etc., Seaside Market, Sequan Casino Resort, San Diego Legion, B&B Appliance, Stanley Steamer, Bear Windows and Doors, The Fish Market, Bay City Brewing Company, Broken Yoke Cafe, and by Ken Grody Ford. Now, let's take you up in the Padres broadcast booth.
Fernando at the wall, leaps up. Oh, he made the catch.
Here's Jesse Agler and Tony Gwynn Jr.
Petco Park, downtown San Diego, and Game 2 of this National League Wild Card Series between the Padres and the visiting Atlanta Braves. And the Pods have their brooms out, looking to sweep the Bravos and advance to the National League Division Series. Last night, a thrilling 4-0 shutout victory over the Braves as Michael King went 7. Jason Adam, Robert Suarez slammed the door as Fernando Tatis Jr. and Kylie Gashioka hit home runs. Here tonight, Joe Musgrove will take the hill against the left-hander, Max Fried. Hi again, everybody. Alongside Tony Gwynn Jr. and our producer-engineer, Dave Marcus, I'm Jesse Agler. So very glad to have you with us. And Tony, last night felt like a true, good, old-fashioned Game 1 of a postseason series.
It really was. If you could draw it up or write it down or live it out, that is exactly how you would like that first game to go. You got great starting pitching from Michael King, who was phenomenal. You got a boost early in that game on a 2-run shot from Fernando Tatis Jr. Some add-on runs late. Bullpen was spectacular. And the Padres get Game 1 and a chance to sweep this series here tonight before possibly heading up to L.A. tomorrow.
How great would that be? All right, Max Fried on the mound for the Braves. Drafted by the Padres once upon a time out of high school, traded to Atlanta in the Justin Upton deal, and one of the best left-handers in baseball the last few years. For the Padres, the hometown kid, Joe Musgrove, once again with an opportunity to pitch in a big postseason moment.
This actually sets up to be the type of pitching matchup that, you would hope to maybe get to yesterday in Game 1. And so for the Padres, they're just trying to figure out a way to get it done. And no better person to have on the mound than Joe Musgrove. He's a big game pitcher. He enjoys these type of moments. And the fact that he's getting to do it in his hometown, I think will only have him charged up even more as he toes the rubber here tonight.
Everybody remembers Joe starting Game 3 of the Wild Card Series in New York 2 years ago. He was also on the hill for the deciding game of the division series against the Dodgers that year, although he did not factor into the decision. So that is the setup here tonight. Another raucous crowd in the building. Padres trying to sweep the Braves and head to L.A. Take a break, come back. Tony's got the starting lineups for you when we return on the Padres Radio Network.
Hey, baseball fans, Tony Gwynn Jr. here. We're in the hunt to win it all. And if you're in the hunt for a new outdoor living space, look no further than TimberTech Decking and Railing. TimberTech is made with up to 85% recycled materials, proprietary technology for a better deck and a better planet. TimberTech is so natural looking, it's hard to distinguish from real wood. No decking has more color, widths, installation options, and top-rated fire resistance than TimberTech. It's everything wood should be. Get free samples, find a local contractor, and more at TimberTech.com.
Experience the excitement of the Padres postseason at Sycuan Casino Resort. Catch all the action on screens throughout the casino. Experience San Diego's only Padres-themed hotel suite. Enjoy the limited edition artwork, signed memorabilia, and Padres-themed designs throughout the entire suite. Relax with stunning pool views, a private wraparound balcony, and a plush king-size bed. Sign up for your Padres Club Sycuan card and start receiving rewards instantly. Sycuan Casino Resort, the official casino partner of the San Diego Padres.
This is Dan Fulkerson with Bada Fulkerson Law Group, San Diego's favorite personal injury law firm. If you ever know anyone that suffers injuries from a car accident, motorcycle accident, or semi-truck accident, our firm is always here to help. It's easy to find an attorney, but it's not easy to find a law firm that truly cares. Our reputation speaks for itself. Give us a call today, 619-333-5555, and we'll show you why we're different. Bada Fulkerson Law Group.
October baseball is back. Join the Friar Faithful at Bay City Brewing's Rooftop Tasting Room, located just blocks away from Petco Park, with panoramic city views, locally brewed with the finest ingredients. Bay City offers a beer for every palate, perfect for pre-game fun, unwinding mid-game, or post-game celebrations. Open at 3 for weekday happy hour and food specials. Come enjoy San Diego's premier craft beer and cheer on your Padres.
Hi, this is Jackson Merrill. You're listening to Padres Baseball on the Padres Radio Network.
Game 2 here at Petco Park. Padres, Braves. The Padres looking to put the Braves to bed and advancing to the NLDS. The Braves starting lineup brought to you by Bear Windows. Get the postseason playoff special of 10 windows installed starting at just $59.99. See bearwindows.com. That's BEAR Windows.com. Braves come into tonight's game, down 1, a chance to be eliminated unless they can pull off the victory. Michael Harris will lead off. He'll be in center field for the Bravos. Ozzy Albies will be the second baseman. He'll bat second. Marcel Ozuna is the designated hitter. He'll bat third. Matt Olson will play first base. He'll bat cleanup. Jorge Soler in the 5-hole. He'll be in right field. Ramon Lariano in left field. He'll bat 6th. Gio Urshela will bat 7th. He'll play third base. Sean Murphy gets to start behind the dish for the Braves. He'll bat 8th. And Orlando Arcia will be the shortstop. He'll bat 9th. On the mound, Max Fried, 11-10 with a 3.25 during the regular season, making his first postseason start here in 2024. Let's step away, take a break. When we come back, we'll have the Padres starting lineup as well as first pitch here on the Padres Radio Network.
Feel the thrill of the Premier League on Sirius XM FC.
Arsenal running riot. A quick-fire double from Chelsea.
Hear every pulse-pounding moment.
Haaland scores the hat-trick. Brilliant left-foot strike by Salah. What a goal by Marcus Rashford.
From the world's most exciting league.
Absolutely glorious from Tottenham Hotspur.
Manchester United turn it around.
All on your radio home for the beautiful game.
If you like soccer, you are in the right place.
The Premier League lives on Sirius XM FC 157 and the all-new Sirius XM app.
The NASCAR Cup Series is on Sirius XM.
Let's go, man!
We're back on the track Sunday.
1 p.m. Eastern.
It's the Yellowwood 500 from Talladega Superspeedway.
Checker flag, baby. Yeah.
On Sirius XM NASCAR Radio Channel 90. In the car and on the all-new Sirius XM app. Get closer to everything that moves you wherever you are with the Sirius XM app.
Let's make some smoke and drink some beer. Yes!
Why not Washington? Right now, they look like the best team in the NFC East.
When it happens in the NFL, we're reacting to it on Sirius XM NFL Radio.
Thing I do know about the Chiefs, Andy Reid is one of the best head coaches and play callers in the game.
Get closer to the game with interviews with players, coaches, and executives.
Eagles running back Saquon Barkley.
I look at all the great backs. I want to be aligned with those type of guys.
From the field to the front office, nobody covers the game like Sirius XM NFL Radio, Channel 88.
Don't miss a statement game in the Premier League on Sirius XM FC. Aston Villa continue to prove they are amongst the best in England.
Oh my goodness me! John Duran with a 35-yard wallop.
But Manchester United are determined to protect Old Trafford.
Oh, it's been put in, would you believe it, by Marcus Rashford.
Aston Villa, Manchester United, Sunday morning at 9 Eastern on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
Starting lineup is brought to you by Bear Windows. Get the postseason playoff special of 10 windows installed starting at just $59.99. See bearwindows.com. That's BEAR windows.com. Padres up 1-0 in this series, looking to put it to bed. Luis Arraez will lead off. He'll be the designated hitter for the Pods. Fernando Tatis Jr. will bat second. He'll be in right field. Jerickson Profar in left field. He'll bat third. Manny Machado at third base. He'll bat cleanup. Jackson Merrill patrolling center field. He'll bat fifth. Xander Bogaerts at shortstop. He'll bat sixth. Donovan Solano at first base. He'll bat seventh. Jake Cronenworth slides down to the eighth spot. He'll play second base. And Kyle Higashioka had the big night last night. He'll be behind the dish for the Pods. He'll bat ninth. On the mound, big game pitcher Joe Musgrove, 6-5 with a 3.88 over the course of the regular season. Perfect Game contest is brought to you by King Grody Ford. If our team pitches a perfect game today, Christina Walters of El Cajon will win a new 2024 F-150 truck courtesy of King Grody Ford of Carlsbad. Register now at 973thefansd.com/perfect game. Today's umpires lineup is brought to you by San Diego Legion. Claim your 2025's SD Legion season tickets. Seats at sdlegion.com now. Behind the dish, it'll be Phil Cuzzy at first base, Jansen Visconti at second base, Dan Asonia at third base, Mark Wagner. We'll get to the rest after Jesse.
Michael Harris swings at the first pitch, lines it down the right field side. That is a fair ball. Going to bounce into the corner. Fernando's got it on the warning track, sends it into second base, but no shot to get Harris. And one pitch into the game, the Braves have a runner in scoring position.
Some early life here. Braves will be playing this game out of full desperation. First pitch hacking for Harris, keeps his ball just inside that right field line. Leadoff double for the Bravos.
Harris had a couple of hits last night, including a leadoff single against Michael King. Maybe their best scoring opportunity of the night in the first inning yesterday. They did not cash it in. They would not score. Now Ozzie Albies, runner on second, nobody out, takes a first pitch cutter for a strike, 0-1. And we talked with Ozzie Albies earlier this afternoon, and he said the mood for the Braves is to just stay positive all the way to the end, keep battling, and be aggressive. And we saw the aggressiveness there from Michael Harris II. Albies in his career 2 for 13 against Joe with 4 strikeouts, but facing him right now is a right-handed hitter for the first time ever. And he takes a sweeper at the top of the zone for a called strike, 0-2.
Just to finish up those umpires, down the right field line will be Nestor Ceja, and down the third base line, Eric Bacchus.
Runner on second, nobody out, just getting started. And the 0-2 to Albies, hit on the ground to the right side. Solano gobbles it up, brings it himself. A productive out number 1 as Harris advances to third. First pitch of the game was brought to you by El Cajon Ford Service Center. So Marcell Ozuna, the big DH for the Braves, and their most dangerous offensive weapon will stand in as he and Musgrove go head-to-head. Joe just so good since coming back from that long absence over the summer. 9 starts since he returned off the IL. The ERA 2.15. Infield is drawn in. First pitch is low and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. And in Joe's final 3 starts of the regular season, 23 strikeouts to only 1 walk.
He was phenomenal. I mean, if you take out 2 of the innings he had since coming off the IL, he'd be one of the lowest ERAs in all of baseball.
Ball and no strikes to Ozuna. Harris at third. And this pitch is a fastball strike on the outer edge, right at the top of the zone to even the count 1-1. Braves were shut out yesterday, trying to crack through in the first inning against Musgrove here tonight. 1-1 to Ozuna. All 4 infielders are drawn in, and he lines it foul up the first base side. Now 1-2.
Joe's got now Marcell Ozuna in a good spot here. He needs a punch out or something, an empty out of some sort in the infield. Sitting ahead 1-2, got a chance to maybe get a punch out.
Musgrove sanded the belt. 1-2 to Ozuna. The pitch is swung on, hit in the air to left field towards the line. Profar races over, makes the catch. Gonna air it out for home. Here's the throw, not in time. Sacrifice fly Ozuna as Harris sped home from third base, and the Braves take an early 1-0 lead.
So the Braves executing pretty well here early. They get the ground out to first. That allows Harris to move over after the leadoff double, and down in the count 1-2, Marcell Ozuna gets a ball deep enough to plate the first run of this ball game. Braves cleanup hitter is brought to you by Soapy Joe's Car Wash, the official car wash of the San Diego Padres. Get your free Magic Joe wash during the postseason. Text MAGIC to 94333 to get your championship wash now. Soapy Joe's is good, clean, fun.
All outside of the left-hand inning, Matt Olson 1-0. Olson 1 out of 4 with a single and a strikeout in Game 1 last night. Braves with a 1-0 lead, top of the first inning, but now the bases are empty and 2 down. And Olson takes a good sweeper for a strike on the outside edge. 1-1. Oh, he called it a ball. Okay. 2-0. Machado way off the line at third base, almost playing shortstop. 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch. And Olson takes a curveball for a strike on the inside corner, 2-1. And no secret that pitch has been one of the keys for Joe since he's come back, and really beyond that.
No doubt. His curveball has been good, really going back to last year. He's kind of moved away from the slider and added that sweeper.
2-1, grounded slowly to the right side. Solano way off the line, lets it go by. Cronenworth has it, and he throws to Musgrove covering to end the top of the first inning. The Braves get a run as they cash in the lead double by Harris, and they'll take a 1-0 lead to the bottom of the first on the Padres Radio Network.
Keep the Major League winning going all postseason long at Valley View Casino and Hotel when you join the most generous Players Club in Southern California at Valley View Casino and Hotel. Join and receive over $100 in free instant offers to enjoy at San Diego's favorite casino. No strings attached. Signing up for the Players Club is always quick, easy, and free. So visit valleyviewcasino.com to learn more today. That's valleyviewcasino.com.
It's going, yo! Denny's has hit it out of the park again with the original Grand Slam. On first, we've got a double stack of the sweetest, fluffiest buttermilk pancakes. On second, a pair of perfectly cooked sunny-side-up eggs. And on third, we've got thick savory sausage. And stepping up to the plate, the crispiest bacon to bring the flavor home. Don't miss this breakfast legend, the original Grand Slam.
Craving a home run breakfast? Run to your local San Diego Denny's today. Price of participation may vary. Limited time only. Dine-in only. No substitutions.
Hi, this is Brad Stoner. When it comes to painting your home, trust the team that's been hitting it out of the park for over 38 years.
You'll be glad when you go with Brad. Go with Brad.com.
Cask & Co.'s premium California bourbon is San Diego's award-winning craft bourbon. Smooth and flavorful after finishing in Cabernet wine barrels, Cask & Coast is perfect for bourbon lovers and new fans alike. In the last year, they've won 4 gold medals and a 90-point rating from Wine Enthusiast magazine. Harvested in the heartland, crafted in California, and enjoyed everywhere. Visit caskandcoast.com or pick up a bottle at Total Wine, Keg and Bottle, or many other fine wine and spirit shops around San Diego. Cask & Coast, San Diego's favorite craft bourbon.
Hi, it's Jake Cronenworth with the San Diego Padres. The Padres play here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Baseball brought to you by Broken Yoke Cafe with 15 San Diego locations live on the sunny side, and start your day at Broken Yoke Cafe.
Luis Arise will lead off in the bottom of the first inning. Padres come to bat against Max Fried, trailing 1-0. Fried, back in 2012, drafted by the Padres in the first round out of Harvard-Westlake up in Los Angeles. Traded before he ever pitched in the big leagues to the Braves in December of 2014 in the deal that brought Justin Upton to San Diego. Lefty to lefty, Arise swings at the first pitch and grounds it foul behind home plate, 0-1. Feels like a lifetime ago to us. I'm sure it does for Max Fried as well, but one of the first big deals ever made by A.J. Preller. First of many big deals ever made by A.J. Preller. One of the more recent, of course, was to get Arise. 0-1 bouncer over the mound, long way to go. It'll be Albies on the backhand behind second base, no shot to get him. He does not have a big arm, and Arise beats it out. An infield single to begin the bottom of the first inning.
Much like the way this game started last night, it starts again here today. It's not the typical line drive to left, but nonetheless an infield single. And we know how this Padre team feels when Luis Arise gets on base. They feel like it's an automatic that they're going to score. We'll see if that holds up here in the first.
Well, it held up very quickly yesterday as Fernando swung at the first pitch after the Arise single and hit a towering homer to left field. Here he is again, curveball lined off of Fried, bounces towards first. Olsen tried to barehand it and left it on the dirt. Tatis aboard, and now the Braves have to hold their breath to see if Fried is all right.
He's hurt.
In real time, I thought it got him kind of on the wallet, which is maybe the best place to get it, but still, 100 miles an hour off the bat of Fernando Tatis Jr.
He's definitely hurt. Not 100% sure where this ball got him, but he was almost frozen, kind of standing there watching that play develop, and you could just see it in his face. He might stay in this game, but he's in some discomfort right here. Breaking ball right in the middle of the plate, and it catches him right in the wallet. That's going to leave a mark.
Left cheek, if you're curious. I mean, just a miserable, miserable thing if you're Fried, because it's going to hurt. It's going to bother you.
I mean, it's his land leg. So how will that factor in as if it tightens up as the game goes along?
So the Padres down 1-0, 3 pitches into the bottom of the first inning. Fernando at first, Arise at second, nobody out. Profar coming up. Game time temperature 70 degrees, brought to you by Lineage Watch Company, the official timepiece of the Padres radio network. Designed, engineered, and purpose-built in the USA. Define your legacy today at lineagewatchco.com. Padres are not sitting around against Max Fried. Runners take their leads. Profar batting right-handed. Pitch on the way. Jurickson looks at a fastball and misses low at 97 miles an hour, ball one. Profar had an RBI single and a run scored against Fried back in May. In his career, he has been very good against the Padres, but they got to him a little bit earlier this season. Here's the 1-0. Profar takes a fastball for a called strike. Overall, 5 career starts against the team that drafted him. He's 3-1 with a 2.30 ERA. But they hung an L on him back in May, did not get out of the 5th inning. They didn't knock him around necessarily, but they really, really made him work. Here's the 1-1. That's a ground ball foul at the dish. It caught Profar while he was in the batter's box. He got through the first couple of innings relatively unscathed, but then the Padres had a very long third. That kind of tired him out a little bit, and then they pounced in the 5th. And how often have we said something like that this year?
We didn't know it at the time that would be a kind of a familiar sight, but we learned over the season that is how the Padres would end up getting to a lot of different pitchers.
1-2, the pitch. Profar, a little grounder back towards the mound. Fried has it, looked at third, nobody there, goes to second, not in time! Bang, bang at second base, and Fernando beat the throw. Fried wanted to go to third, and Urshela was running away from the bag.
They may very well take a look at it. Bang, bang play. At this point, they will not take a look at it, and the bases will be loaded for Manny Machado. Urshela was playing far off the bag. No play at third. Freed tries to get Toddy at second. He's late. Bases loaded.
Bases loaded, nobody out, Machado. First pitch. Curveball hit in the air, deep down the left field line, but foul.
Padres cleanup hitter is brought to you by Soapy Joe's, the official car wash of the Padres. Get your free Magic Joe wash during the postseason. Text Magic to 94333 to get your championship wash now. Soapy Joe's is good, clean, fun.
0-1 to Machado. Freed delivers, and he swings. It's a sharp grounder foul at third base. Padres have loaded the bases here in the first inning without hitting the ball out of the infield.
Now, granted, a right cheek kind of got in the way of one of those base hits getting into the outfield, but you're right. Nothing has left the infield grass to start this ball game.
Profar, Tatis, and Arise take their leads. 0-2 to Manny. Freed is ready. Here's the pitch. Machado swings and misses. Strike three. 98-mile-an-hour fastball down the middle. And Machado unable to connect. One down, and now Jackson Merrill coming up.
It's a four-seam heater, middle at 98, and he sneaks it by Manny for out number one.
Lefty to lefty here for Merrill against Freed. First pitch swinging, ground ball to first base. Olsen has it, coming home for the force in time to get a rise. So Merrill reaches on the fielder's choice, but now two down and still nobody home.
So far with the bases loaded, the Padres coming up empty. A punch out, a fielder's choice. Still down one as Xander Bogaerts comes to the plate with two outs and the bases loaded.
Freed, outside of Framber Valdez of the Astros, the best ground ball pitcher in baseball. And he's got a couple of grounders. They stayed out of the double play, but now two down, trailing 1-0. First pitch. Bogaerts looks at a curve outside, 1-0. Merrill at first, Profar at second, Tatis at third. Padres had the bases loaded, nobody out. They are still loaded with two outs, trailing the Braves 1-0 here in the first. 1-0 to Xander, hitless last night on his birthday. Pitch on the way, Bogaerts takes, and at the knees, that's a fastball for a strike. Freed this year in the first inning had a 4.40 ERA. One of those guys you can get to early. At one point early this season, the first inning ERA was over 14. 1-1 to Xander. Here's the pitch from Freed. It's inside. 2 balls and a strike.
He's able to get through this inning after having the bases loaded, no outs. I would imagine that'll be a nice boost for the entire Atlanta Braves team.
Profar ahead in the count, 2 balls and a strike. Bases loaded, 2 down. Here's the pitch. Xander takes down and in. That's off the glove of the catcher Murphy, but it rolls kind of harmlessly up the third baseline. 3-1 though to Xander Bogaerts. Prior to this season, Xander had been a .309 career hitter against lefties. For whatever reason this year, he struggled against them, hitting .223. But he's up 3-1 on Max Fried with the bases loaded here in the first. Fried is ready and set. Here is the pitch. Xander swings. It's a bouncing ball to shortstop. Fielded by Arcia. They go the short way in time to get Merrill. Another bang-bang play at second base. Padres will wait and see if they want to challenge this one. Remember, you get 2 challenges in the postseason as opposed to 1 in the regular season. They will not, and the inning ends. No runs, 2 hits, and 3 left. On to the second with the Braves leading 1-0 on the Padres Radio Network.
Ready for the postseason? For the duration of the 2024 playoffs, enjoy 40% off all Lineage Watch Company products, an independent San Diego brand and the official timepiece of the Padres Radio Network. Lineage watches are inspired by timeless design and beauty and grounded in American craftsmanship. Explore our collection online at lineagewatchco.com. Once again, that's lineagewatchco.com LineageWatchCo.com.
I'm here with Nicole and Martin, the husband-wife team of Miramar Kitchen and Bath. What makes Miramar Kitchen and Bath special?
We have a good synergy between us, so together we create a seamless process for our clients from budget to design to completion.
Nicole crosses all the T's and dots all the I's, so I can be creative.
Go to our website at miramarkitchenandbath.com and you can get some ideas about what we can do in your home.
Contractor's license number 657333.
Looking for the perfect way to wind down Tuesday evenings? Join us for the first ever Sunset Sessions at the Fish Market downtown Bayfront. Every Tuesday in October from 5 to 8 p.m., enjoy live music by Daniel Neuheiser in our cozy cocktail lounge while taking in some breathtaking waterfront views. Relax, sip on your favorite cocktail, and let the music set the mood. Fresh seafood, handcrafted drinks, and sunsets you can't miss. The Fish Market, 750 North Harbor, San Diego, where the sea meets the city. Visit thefishmarket.com for details.
For 70 years, Sid's Carpet Barn has been San Diego's leader for high-quality flooring at the lowest possible pricing. For a huge selection at everyday lowest prices, visit any Sid's or sidscarpet.com.
Sid's Carpet Barn. Come on down, come on down. Yeah!
This is Mike Schill, manager of the San Diego Padres. You're listening to Padres Baseball on the Padres Radio Network.
Top of the second brought to you by Sin Lee Food. Local San Diego restaurateurs streamline operations with Sin Lee Food's fantastic delivery service. Applications are now open. Sin Lee Food, 4665 El Cajon Boulevard, the Cook's Asian Resource. 1-0 Atlanta as we start the second inning. Jorge Soler will lead off against Joe Musgrove. Padres had, what the Colonel might call, a golden opportunity in the bottom of the first. Soler takes at a good curveball, drops in for a strike. 0-1. Bases loaded, nobody out against Max Fried. A strikeout, a force at the plate, and then a ground ball force out up the middle to end a scoreless bottom of the first inning. We'll see if the Padres are able to maintain getting that kind of traffic against Max Fried or if he's going to settle in. Soler to be followed by Laureano and Urshela. Atlanta kind of manufactured a run in their half of the first. 0-1 hit hard on the ground to the left side. Manny gobbles it up. Way to his left. He's got it. And the throw to first is in time. One down in the second as we pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Padres Radio Network.
Join us after the game on MLB Network Radio. We're breaking down the game and taking your calls on Sirius 209 XM 89.
Wynn Jr. and our producer-engineer Dave Marcus. I'm Jesse Agler. 1-0 Braves in the second. Ramon Laureano takes a curveball strike from Joe Musgrove. 0-1. Talked about the numbers and how good Joe has been since coming off the IL. Had that bone spur in his elbow. Missed really pretty much the entire summer. 0-1 pitch. And Laureano has his knees buckled by a breaking ball. He takes strike two. And as we got the opportunity to visit with Joe yesterday, he brought it up. Didn't rush back, which is very much not a Joe Musgrove way to attack things. Here's the 0-2, swing and a miss. First strikeout of the night for Joe Musgrove. Laureano is out and two away here in the second.
I remember talking to Joe shortly after, it was his arm was diagnosed, and he just had this kind of peace about him in terms of being able to finally take his foot off the gas. As we know Joe very well, that is what he does. He is constantly trying to push himself. This time he had to kind of pull back a little bit, and I think he's reaping the benefits of that right now.
Base is empty for Gio Urshela. He takes a curveball strike.
One of the things that I think has really stood out is his efficiency since coming back off the IL. Starting off the same way here tonight.
12 pitches in the first inning, couple of quick outs in the second as this cutter misses low. 1-1 to Urshela. 1-0 Atlanta, top of the second inning. Bases empty and two outs. Michael King was absolutely brilliant in game one last night as this ball is bounced to Manny on the backhand near the line at third. Long throw is perfect and a 1-2-3 second inning for Joe Musgrove. Braves with a 1-0 lead after 1.5. And now here's what's happening at Valley View Casino and Hotel.
Saturday night is MLS night on Sirius XM FC. First, reigning MVP Lucho Acosta leads FC Cincinnati against Orlando City.
Acosta! Oh my goodness!
Then the Seattle Sounders head to Colorado to take on the Rapids.
Navajo delivers!
It's an MLS doubleheader starting Saturday night at 7:30 Eastern on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America N.A.
Friday night is NWSL night on Sirius XM FC. Hear the biggest stars in women's soccer square off in the final push for the playoffs.
Smith again, and she's got two.
Then on Monday, Heather O'Reilly and Lori Lindsay are recapping it all on Played In.
These next couple of months are really critical. It's crunch time.
No one is covering the NWSL like Sirius XM FC, channel 157, and streaming on the Sirius XM app.
Find out what channel your team is playing on by going to SiriusXM.com/sports.
Hi, this is Jackson Merrill. You're listening to Padres Baseball on the Padres Radio Network.
1-0 ball game, Atlanta ahead as we enter the bottom of the second. The bottom of the second is brought to you by Eco Water SoCal. Eco Water SoCal 2024 BBB Torch Awards for Ethics winner. Your water should be perfect. Find them online at ecowatersocal.com.
Solano, Cronenworth, and Higashioka for the Padres against Max Fried here in the bottom of the second inning. Padres had the bases loaded, nobody out in the first, didn't score, and will now take a crack at it with 7-8-9 against the left-hander Max Fried. Tall, skinny southpaw will kick and deal. First pitch to Solano, curveball misses way high, and the breaking pitch not cooperating here in the early going for Max Fried. Solano had a knock last night, getting another start at first base here tonight. And the pitch is outside. 2 balls, no strikes. If you have followed the Padres, fairly closely this year, you might have a bad taste in your mouth when it comes to facing a left-handed starting pitcher. And there's no doubt earlier this year it was a major issue for the Padres. 2-0 in the air foul back behind home plate to our right. And now 2-1. First 22 games of the year in which the Padres faced a left-handed starter, they went 9-13. In the last 24 games, though, 18-6. And so that was kind of an issue much more earlier on in the year. Is a ground ball foul at third base, 2-2.
The irony is that in that early part of the year, the Padres, one of the lefties the Padres actually swung the bats well against was Max Fried. And so that certainly wasn't the case. As you said, the last 24, it was a completely different team, in part because this guy at the plate.
2-2, and Solano hits it hard on one hop to third, in and out of the glove of Urshela. Picks it up, still has time to throw to first, and gets Solano one away. And yeah, there's no doubt he has been a big part of their success against left-handed pitching. Jake Cronenworth will now stand in lefty to lefty against Fried. 1-0 Braves in the bottom of the second. Jake had an RBI single against Fried in that game back in May. Braves have lost 5 straight elimination games. And, of course, that's what this is. They haven't won one since Game 3 of the 2018 Division Series against the Dodgers. First pitch to Cronenworth is a fastball down the middle for a strike. 0-1. We have already seen 2 sweeps here today, and both of them upsets in the American League. Tigers swept the Astros. Kansas City swept the Orioles. A 1 pitch is a fastball strike. 0-2. Mets have a 3-1 lead in Milwaukee. That game is in the 5th inning. Coming into this year in the best-of-3 format, the team that won Game 1 has won 14 of the 16 series. That, of course, includes the Padres 2 years ago at Citi Field. Here's the 0-2, and Cronenworth swings, gets a piece of the curveball, and fouls it at the plate. That's the nugget of the game presented by Chick-fil-A San Diego. We have 21 restaurants in San Diego. You're never too far from the home of the original chicken sandwich. Come try the honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich for a limited time. 0-2 to Cronenworth with 1 out and nobody on. Fried is ready. Here's the pitch. And Jake swings and misses. Strike 3. Nasty sinker that came running in on him. Second strikeout of the night for Fried. And 2 down for one of last night's heroes, Kyle Higashioka.
Showing the ability to change speeds on that sinker. I've seen one at 91 earlier. This one at 97. And underneath the hands of Cronenworth for the punch.
Big night last night for Higashioka. Sac fly his first time up. Home run his last time up. Takes the first pitch on the inside edge for a strike. Drove in 2 of the 4 Padre runs. Fernando, of course, responsible for the other 2 with that first inning homer. Padres shut out the Braves 4-0. Now playing from behind tonight as the breaking ball misses high. 1-1 from Fried to Higashioka. Dylan Cease earlier today called Higashioka the best number 9 hitter in all of baseball. 17 homers during the regular year. 1-1 taken, and the slow curve drops in for a strike. 1-2.
You're not going to find too many 9-0 hitters with 17 homers unless you moved them somewhere else from the lineup. That's how good Kyle's been in the Padre uniform.
Home run last night, his second career postseason homer. 1-2 pitch is hit in the air to deep left field. Laureano is back. He is at the wall. Oh my goodness, it's gonna go. Kyle Higashioka takes it out for the second consecutive night, and a 1-1 game here in the second inning.
Certainly a mistake for Max Fried. Ahead in the count, 1-2. Tried to sneak the heater by him, but left it in the middle of the plate. And Kyle Higashioka continues to lift up the bottom part of this lineup. He ties this game in 1 apiece.
Here is Luis Arise. Swings to the first pitch, lines it into center field, base hit. Arise 2 for 2 on the night. That's something to smile about, brought to you by the Grilling Store at Hillcrest Ace Hardware, the official grilling store of the Padres Radio Network.
That's
For all your grilling needs, visit them on University Avenue in Hillcrest or at thegrillingstoresd.com.
That's when Luis Arise is at his best, honestly. I know I talk about him going to left field often, but when he's hitting the ball up the middle like that, that's when he's at his best.
Now Fernando, who very much hit the ball up the middle in his first at-bat, right off of Matt Cheek's left cheek. Max Fried's left cheek is what I was trying to say. Swing and a miss, and a sweeper 0-1. Not on his face, just to be clear. 1-1 in the second. Back-to-back 2-out knocks. Fried's got a great pickoff move. He'll come home, and Fernando with a big swing bounces one foul towards the Atlanta dugout.
I mean, so often this year, this offense with 2 outs has found ways to keep innings alive and score runs. It's a tough team to deal with if you get to 2 outs and they're still as dangerous as they are with none.
Oh, and 2 to Tatis. Pitch is taken and a little low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, I wonder for a pitcher if there's a little bit of like a mental thing where maybe you relax after you get that second out just a little bit, and there's really nobody in this lineup you can relax against.
And that's the thing, the length of this lineup, you get to the bottom of it, and there's just not a rest period for any pitcher.
1-2 now. The pitch to Fernando, swung on, grounded slowly towards third base. Urshela charging, goes to the glove, gets rid of it quickly, not in time. Another bang-bang play. In real time, I thought he was out. We'll see if the Braves decide to challenge it or not. Haven't seen a replay yet. For the moment, it's another infield single for Fernando, and the Padres with 2 on and 2 out for Profar.
And they will not challenge it. I thought the same thing you did, Jess. Thought the throw might have beat him, but there will be no challenge. And Toddy, this one a little more like the normal infield single. He's got 2 hits on the day, though.
Fernando at first, Arise at second, 2 outs in a 1-1 game. Profar batting right-handed. First pitch. Curveball popped foul behind home plate, 0-1.
Padres being aggressive in the box right now. And Max Fried's not a guy, he's usually in the zone. So Padres looking to attack, especially early, at least so far in this ball game.
But the big differences between this year's team and last year's. Here's the 0-1, down and in, a ball and a strike. I wouldn't say that hitting coach Victor Rodriguez hates walks, but I also wouldn't say that he likes them.
Yeah, he wants his hitters to hit.
And when you got these hitters, you certainly understand why. 1-1. Profar swings, lines it the other way, but foul into the netting up the right field side. And now 1-2 to Profar, who's officially 0 for 1. Reached on that awkward fielder's choice that loaded the bases in the first inning. 1-1 game in the bottom of the second. Padres trying to sweep the Braves in this wild card series. Winner gets the Dodgers. Runners go. The pitch is bounced over the mound, and it's going to be picked up by Albies. He's got no play. Dropped it, but it wouldn't have mattered. He was never going to throw to first. And the Padres, with more batted ball luck against Max Fried, have loaded the bases for Manny Machado for the second time in as many innings.
There's no doubt there's a lot of luck happening right now, but I would say that this is indicative of what the Padres do. They put the ball in play. That forces defenses to have to make every play, and they haven't done that here tonight so far.
Rick Kranitz out to chat. Visit to the mound brought to you by Doors Etc. The starting place for your home is your front door. Since 1979, generations of San Diegans have trusted Doors Etc. and their expert command of windows and doors. Visit their showroom just off the 5 at SeaWorld Drive or go to doorsetc.net. A lot of balls in play, usually against Max Fried. They are very often poorly hit grounders. That's what he gets. And generally, the Braves play great defense behind him. Not tonight. Some of it luck, some of it misplay. And the Padres have had a lot of traffic here in the first 2 innings. Game is tied 1-1. Bases loaded, 2 outs for Manny. Fried, big breath. He delivers. Machado swings, lines it into left field. That's a fair ball. Gonna bounce and roll all the way to the wall. Arise and Tatis have scored. Profar will be held. Manny into second with a 2-run double. And the Padres in front. It's 3-1.
I thought in the first at bat, Manny kind of pressed the issue a little bit. He ends up punching on 3 pitches. This time, no such deal. Stays back on the breaking ball, laces it down the left field line, and just like that, the Padres have taken the lead up 3-1 on a 2-out double by Manny Machado.
Here comes the lumber, brought to you by Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers. Fix it, build it, enjoy it. Second and third, 2 outs. Pitch to Jackson is a fastball strike.
All done with 2 outs once again.
5 straight 2-out hits. Started with the Higgy homer. 3-1 San Diego. Second and third for Merrill. 0-1. Here's the pitch from Fried. Jackson swings, pops it foul out. Plays in an 0-2 hole.
I've said it before, I'll continue to say it. That's what makes this team so dangerous. Last night, it was via the long ball. They had no opportunities with runners in scoring position. Tonight, they're doing it a different way. As Jesse said, 5 consecutive hits with 2 outs. Padres take a 3-1 lead.
0-2 to Jackson Merrill. Fried, long pause. Now the pitch. Jackson able to lay off a sweeper. He was tempted by it, kind of leaned towards it. And the ball missing way down and away, 1-2. Everybody in the lower level at Petco appears to be on their feet, anticipating something big for the 21-year-old kid. Fried stepped off like he was going to try and pick at third base, but Urshela was nowhere there, so Profar went scrambling back on his own. When we say he's got a great pickoff move, we're generally talking about first, not third. 1-2 to Merrill. Here's the pitch on the way. Merrill swings, sends it in the air to deep center field on a line. Harris is back at the wall. It hits up against the base of the wall. Pops back into play. Both runs will score. Merrill's on his way to third. A 2-run triple.
This place is absolutely lit right now. 6 consecutive 2-out hits, back-to-back extra base hits. Jackson Merrill with a triple. He brings in 2 runs. It's now a 5-1 ball game.
Guys are moving around in the Atlanta bullpen. Merrill at third, 2 down for Bogarts. Everyone will hit this inning as Xander takes a curveball strike. Baseball, right? First inning, bases loaded, nobody out, you don't score. Second inning, bases empty, 2 outs, and they've put up 5. Here's the 0-1. Bogarts gets the curveball, lines it to right, pretty much at Soler, and he'll kind of hop up, make the catch, and end the inning. But what an inning for the Padres here in the second against Max Fried. 5 runs on 6 hits. Jackson Merrill's left at third, and after 2, San Diego 5, Atlanta 1 on the Padres Radio Network.
For the freshest local produce, top quality seafood, beef, pork, and lamb, come to Seaside Market in Cardiff by the Sea. Seaside Market, serving San Diego since 1985, and has been voted #1 independent market in the country. Going to the game at Petco Park? Don't miss their world-famous tri-tip sandwiches and nachos, affectionately known as Cardiff Crack. So good, it should be illegal. Seaside Market in Cardiff by the Sea, Petco Park, and online at seasidemarket.com. Seaside Market, proud sponsor of the Postseason on the Padres Radio Network. San Diego FC, the newest Major League Soccer club, is kicking off this February at Snapdragon Stadium. Season ticket memberships, including premium seats, are on sale now. Learn more and become a member today at sandiegofc.com/tickets. Save time and money with Home Turf. Our pet-friendly, always green turf is perfect for busy homeowners. Visit sdhometurf.com or call 888-4ST-TURF for a free consultation. That's 888-4ST-TURF. Home Turf. Always green, always easy.
Hey, San Diego. If you're looking for a new Polaris UTV, stop by Fun Bike Center. We're San Diego's premier power sports dealership. Shop select 2024 Polaris models that are built to go and priced to move. Save up to $9,700 off select models. Going on now at Fun Bike Center San Diego. Plus, check out 2025 Polaris new arrivals, Pro R models, custom builds, and more. Head back to the desert with a brand new Polaris RZR today. Stop by Fun Bike Center or shop online at funbike.com. Terms and conditions apply. Combined savings. Limited time offer subject to prior sale. Cannot be combined with other offers. See dealer for details.
It's the 20th anniversary of Computer to Kids. Tony Gwynn Jr. here. Since 2004, more than 300,000 computers and counting have been donated to help shrink the digital divide across San Diego. To learn how you can help, give, or donate, go to c2sdk.com.
Hi, it's Joe Musgrove with the San Diego Padres. You're listening to Padres Baseball on the Padres Radio Network.
As we have been all year, we'll be answering questions from our listeners, and if you have a question for us, go to 973thefansd.com/question to send one in, and we may answer it on the air. Again, that's 973thefansd.com/questions.
This place is an absolute madhouse, and we've only played 2 innings. Padres have Joe Musgrove on the mound and a 5-1 lead over the Atlanta Braves. Top of the third, brought to you by Cask & Coast Premium California Bourbon, winners of 4 gold medals, harvested in the heartland, crafted in California, enjoyed everywhere. Visit them at caskandcoast.com. Sean Murphy, the catcher, leads off, takes a curveball for a strike, 0-1. We had the biggest crowd in Petco Park history last night. They did not have the opportunity to make noise the way this one has. Pitch is high, 1-1. That is an electric of an inning as we have had since the dragon-slaying inning against the Dodgers 2 years ago. Murphy, Arcia, then top of the order for Michael Harris II. A ball outside, 2-1. Got a roll call going at Petco Park. Maybe the first time we've ever seen that. Here's the 2-1. Murphy takes, and another good curve for a strike, 2-2.
These playoff vibes bring out a lot of things that you may not have seen. Padres certainly seem like they are feeding off the energy in this building.
Better believe it. 2-2. Murphy, big swing. Just a little tapper foul that'll roll down the stairs of the Brave dugout. Dylan Lee, by the way, another left-hander, is up in the Atlanta bullpen. Braves, with their backs against the walls, have seen Max Fried throw 45 pitches in 2 innings. and much more importantly, allow 5 runs on 8 hits. 2-2 to Murphy, who did not start yesterday, and a swing and a miss, strike 3. Second K for Musgrove. He dispatches of the Atlanta catcher, and 1 down here in the 3rd.
That nasty sweeper that he's incorporated since coming back. Less slider, a little more sweep. Murphy well out in front. He goes down swinging.
1 out and nobody on for the number 9 hitter, Orlando Arcia. The Atlanta shortstop did not have a hit in yesterday's game. 0 for 3 with a strikeout, and he takes a first pitch cutter that backs up, hits the inside corner for a strike. 0-1. Musgrove, of course, as Tony just mentioned, features a couple of very nasty breaking balls. Here's the 0-1. Arcia swings, fouls it away right side. They saw a lot of nasty breaking balls from Michael King last night, and it's not going to get any easier here tonight.
No. He typically, like a lot of really good starters in this league, you better get to him early, because he settles in. It's going to be a long night.
0-2, swing and a miss. That time, good old-fashioned fastball, 95 up out of the zone. Back-to-back Ks to begin the 3rd inning for Joe Musgrove. Braves last night, 1 for 12 at the plate against breaking balls.
This is just high smoke. Top of the zone, just above it. Arcia can't catch up. He goes down, swinging.
Now Michael Harris II doubled and scored back in the 1st inning. Left-hand batter takes, and the backup breaking ball misses outside, 1-0. Two outs and nobody on in the top of the 3rd. 1-0 pitch is upstairs. 2-0 to Michael Harris II. And more beauty of baseball, right? Yesterday, between the two teams, Michael Harris II was the only guy that had more than 1 hit. In his playoff career before last night, he had been 1 for 27. 2-0 is a fastball for a strike. So just, example number 10,344 of you don't ever know anything in this game.
A young guy coming into this league, getting a whole bunch of postseason experience, now coming back, looking to redeem himself. He's done well so far for himself personally.
Ball outside, 3-1. Yeah, hits each of his first 2 times up last night. And then the double to start the Braves off here in the 1st inning tonight.
He has been the offense here tonight so far.
The only hit and the only run for Atlanta. 5-1 San Diego. The pitch is swung on and fouled at the plate. Spun himself around and may have fouled that one off of his leg or his foot.
He got himself on the knee. We've seen that one before. Fastball in on the hands. Ends up fouling that ball off his knee. He'll take a little time to try to let that pain subside.
Murphy struck out to begin the inning. Arcia struck out to follow. And now Musgrove 3-2 on Harris with the bases empty. Joe is set, stares into Higashioka. Now the payoff pitch. Harris swings and fouls it straight back. Joe stretches the arms up over his head, blows out a deep breath. Just shook off Higashioka. Now they come together. Pitch swung on, popped up. Behind the plate, Higashioka over towards the Padre dugout has got just enough room to make the catch in front of the stairs and end a 1-2-3 top of the 3rd inning. After 2.5 at Petco, Padres 5 and the Braves 1. And now here's what's happening at Valley View Casino and Hotel.
Keep the Major League winning going all postseason long at Valley View Casino and Hotel when you join the most generous Players Club in Southern California at Valley View Casino and Hotel. Join and receive over $100 in free instant offers to enjoy at San Diego's favorite casino. No strings attached. Signing up for the Players Club is always quick, easy, and free. So visit valleyviewcasino.com to learn more today. That's valleyviewcasino.com.
September means big savings at Hyundai of El Cajon. Get $4,000 off MSRP on Hyundai's best-selling vehicles, including new 2024 Hyundai Elantras, Konas, and Tucsons. Easy drive from anywhere in San Diego. Only at Hyundai of El Cajon.
Restrictions apply.
Wake up on the sunny side at the Broken Yoke Cafe. Serving breakfast, brunch, and lunch at 15 locations throughout San Diego County. Sip the day away with mimosas and Bloody Marys, and find a fresh take on your favorite brunch dishes. From stacks of pancakes and 6 kinds of Benedicts to spicy chilaquiles and loaded burgers. Whatever you're craving, you'll find it at Broken Yoke Cafe.
To craft the perfect game plan for homes, windows, and doors, start with Doors Etc. Their experience and expertise has been a home run to builders and homeowners for almost 50 years. During this magical postseason run, Doors Etc. is offering all first-time customers free job site delivery anywhere in San Diego. Just mention this ad. Call 619-275-6151. Visit their showroom, 1227 Morena Boulevard, just off the I-5 at SeaWorld Drive. Or go to doorsetc.net. That's doorsetc.net.
Hi, this is Michael King. You're listening to Padres Baseball on the Padres Radio Network.
Show your Padres pride with official jerseys, hats, T-shirts, and more from the Padres' new era team store. Visit the Padres team store located on Tony Gwynn Drive and fill your closet with more swag. Visit Padres.com/team store for store hours and more information.
Padres come to bat in the bottom of the third inning with a 5-1 lead over the Atlanta Braves, and they also come to bat against a new pitcher. Lefty Dylan Lee relieves Max Fried. Pitching change brought to you by Miramar Kitchen and Bath. When it's time to upgrade your kitchen or bath, think of San Diego's top kitchen and bath remodelers for more than 30 years. Visit MiramarKitchenandBath.com to book your free consultation today. First pitch slider misses inside to Solano, ball 1. Donovan 0 for 1, grounded out to third to begin the last inning. Padres had 2 outs, nobody on, and then exploded in the second against Fried. Slider down and in again, ball 2. And boy, Max Fried, 2 innings, 5 runs, 8 hits, no walks, 2 strikeouts. He threw 45 pitches, and the Padres absolutely ambushed him. 2-0 is outside, ball 3 to Solano.
This game can be a cold one, especially come playoff times. You don't have the luxury of being able to let a guy figure it out before the game gets too far out of hand.
3-0, Solano taken all the way, looks at a fastball strike.
And although, Max Fried was able to finagle his way out of that first inning, there were clear signs Padres were taking good hacks really all night long against him.
Now the 3-1, Solano big rip fouls it back, and a full count 3-2. As for Dylan Lee, a lot of sliders, fastball about 92 with a changeup. Career high 52 games this year for the 30-year-old from Visalia, and he pitched beautifully for the Braves out of the bullpen. Ton of strikeouts. 3-2 is fouled back out of play again, and he's also a guy that has provided some length for them at times. 9 games this year in which he's gone 2 or more innings.
Certainly seems like tonight is one of those nights for Dylan Lee.
3-2 the pitch, and Solano steps into it, pops it up mile high behind third base. Urshela just onto the outfield grass, waiting on gravity, and he makes the catch, and 1 down. Today's scoreboard brought to you by B&B Appliance. Get your home ready for the holidays with premium appliances by KitchenAid. From refrigerators and stoves to dishwashers, feed your passion for design and culinary excellence online at bnbappliance.com. Their showroom in Escondido. Wild day of baseball around the majors. Here's Cronenworth, 1 out, nobody on. Lee's first pitch is bunted back towards the mound firmly. Lee has it, fires a fastball to first base in time, and 2 down. Game 2 of the wild card in Milwaukee. The Mets have a 3-2 lead in the top of the 6th inning. The Mets also have the bases loaded and 2 outs. The Mets trying to sweep that series in Milwaukee. Meanwhile, Tigers swept the Astros 5-2 in Houston. Royals swept the Orioles 2-1 in Baltimore. Here is Higashioka. First pitch is a strike, 0-1.
They've been on a remarkable run all of the month of September into October. Taking out a team that had been to 7 straight ALCS.
Swing and a miss, 0-2. Yeah, the Tigers are the great story, there's no doubt, of the playoffs so far.
Who had at least 3 teams from the AL Central on their bingo cards.
0-2 grounded slowly off the front of the mound. It rolls out to Albies near second base. He's got it, and they throw to first in time. Padres go 1-2-3 in inning 3. We'll head to the 4th at Petco. San Diego 5, Atlanta 1 on the Padres Radio Network.
This game.
Do you miss the old internet, where you didn't worry about hackers, scammers, and companies violating your privacy all the time? Make the switch to DuckDuckGo, a free browser you download to your desktop and mobile devices that protects your personal information from being exploited. Here's an example. Did you know the Chrome browser saves your search and browsing history to a profile they use to target you with ads, even in incognito mode? That's right, incognito mode isn't anonymous and still allows trackers to spy on you. Unlike Chrome, DuckDuckGo has over a dozen protections built in and never tracks you. It blocks cookies and targeted ads by default and comes with our private alternative to Google Search that never tracks your searches. And there's no catch. DuckDuckGo is free to download and use. We make money from search ads, but they don't track you either. Join the millions of people taking back their privacy by downloading DuckDuckGo for desktop and mobile today at duckduckgo.com and get a browser that actually protects your personal information.
Why not Washington? Right now, they look like the best team in the NFC East.
When it happens in the NFL, we're reacting to it on SiriusXM NFL Radio.
Thing I do know about the Chiefs, Andy Reid is one of the best head coaches and play callers in the game.
Get closer to the game with interviews with players, coaches, and executives.
Eagles running back Saquon Barkley.
I look at all the great backs. I want to be aligned with those type of guys.
From the field to the front office, nobody covers the game like SiriusXM NFL Radio, Channel 88.
Join us after the game on MLB Network Radio. We're breaking down the game and taking your calls on Sirius 209 XM 89.
Manny Machado from the San Diego Padres. The Padres play here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3, The Fan.
Top of the 4th inning, Albies, Ozuna, and Olsen. 2, 3, and 4 coming up for the Braves against Joe Musgrove. Padres with a 5-1 lead after a 5-run second inning that knocked Max Fried out of this game. And yesterday before the game, Joe Musgrove was doing a media session, and Tony asked him such a great question about kind of the difference between how the team feels in 2024 as compared to how they felt in 2022. And I think Joe gave kind of a perfect answer. First pitch to Albies, swung on and fouled straight back, and it was just clear a very different mentality this go-round.
Yeah, as we remember in 22, the Padres kind of backed in, and you know, Joe's words were, we basically were like, we don't know how we're going to do this. We're just going to go out, let it hang, see what happens. And they got hot.
0-1 to Albies, and a big curveball pop foul.
But it's a mighty different feeling going into 22's postseason versus 24. This team's identity was established, and they had really been working on it since day one of spring training. And I thought the most telling part of it was you could almost see it in his face as he was answering about the confidence this team has coming into this game.
Swing and a miss. Chase the sweeper away. 4th strikeout of the night for Musgrove. That may as well have been a Michael King pitch from last night.
They saw a lot of it and got the same result as Michael King. Great sweeper down and away. Ozzie Albies goes down swinging.
4th strikeout. All of them in the last 3 innings now. 1 out, nobody on for Ozuna, whose sacrifice fly in the first inning gave the Braves a 1-0 lead. Padres now ahead 5-1 in the 4th. First pitch on the way. Ozuna takes outside, ball 1.
What's apparent is that this team as a whole is a confident bunch, and that is installed by the staff and by the work they put in through 162. They know who they are, and they know what the expectation is, and it seems like they're looking to meet it.
Ground ball to the left side. Manny just a couple of steps to his left. Has got it, slings it to first perfectly and in time. 2 down in the top of the 4th inning. Last night, the first time in postseason history, a team collected 15 strikeouts in a shutout win without issuing a walk. That's how good Michael King was with Adam and Suarez. That's your stat of the day, brought to you by Stanley Steamer. For all your floor care needs, call Stanley Steamer at 888-STEAM-2000 or schedule online at stanleysteamer.com. First pitch to Matt Olson, cutter a little bit inside, 1 ball and no strikes. 2 outs and nobody on in the fourth. Padres 5 and the Braves 1. 1-0 to Olson. Slow breaking ball misses away, 2-0. And yeah, I think the consistency of play this year for the Padres really feeds into that mentality that they have.
Yeah, I mean, even going back to 22, it was, they had a bunch of new guys come in at the break that kind of changed the makeup of the team.
2-0 pitch, good curveball for a strike.
And so they really didn't have an identity. They just kind of were squashed together, and they went on a terrific run. This is a different animal that every team that faces the Padres in this postseason will be dealing with.
Higashioka, interestingly, calls time before a 2-1 pitch to Matt Olson. He's going to go out and visit Musgrove. Machado coming in from third, Cronenworth from second. Now Bogarts will jog in from short. Solano sees what's happening. He says, all right, I'll come over from first. And now Ruben Niebla, the pitching coach, is going to go out to chat. Visit to the mound brought to you by Doors Etc. The starting place for your home is your front door. Since 1979, generations of San Diegans have trusted Doors Etc. and their expert command of windows and doors. Visit their showroom just off the 5 at SeaWorld Drive or go to doorsetcetera.net. Interesting timing for this mound visit.
I hope everything's all right with Joe, because it was kind of an abrupt timeout that led Niebla, and here comes the staff. Training staff. It just didn't look right. Higashioka kind of popped up out of his stance and went running out there, and he met him on the back end of the mound, and it seems like Joe was kind of having his back towards the dugout. And so now we got the training staff on there checking him out.
Ben Fraser, assistant athletic trainer, is out there. Mike Schilt is now out there, and Joe seems to be addressing primarily Schilt and Fraser. Joe kind of talking into his glove, so we can't do any John Boy lip reading for you. But yeah, I mean, you knew it wasn't a normal mound visit. No. 2 outs, nobody on, and it was a 2-1 count. But at first, it was only Ruben who had gone out, and you figured no big deal. And Joe Musgrove's going to come out of this game. Oh, wow.
I wonder, I think it's it looks like he's going towards that hip, that left one. At least that's kind of the part that he's tugging at. We'll certainly find out more, but this is not a sight you want to see if you're on the San Diego Padres side of things.
Among the last of the sights that you would want to see.
And the fact that he's coming out of this game, that's concerning.
Taking a look on the monitor here of that last pitch that he threw. And Higashioka obviously saw something, because when the Padre catcher called time, Joe had just come set. And Joe didn't necessarily fight Kyle coming out. I think he realized, yeah, this isn't great. And as you said, for Joe Musgrove to come out of this game with a 4-run lead in only the 4th inning.
It's a good catch and that's just kind of shows you the type of relationship between pitcher and catcher. Kyle knew something wasn't right. It wasn't as though Joe told him. And he had to figure it out just by looking at body language. And so, listen, this is something the Padres unfortunately have dealt with throughout the course of the year. Brian Hohen looks like he's going to be the guy called. This is what has made this team good all year, is that when guys have gone down, someone has been able to step up into that place. That's what's going to be asked of Brian Hoeing here.
So Hoeing, who has certainly been capable both as a Marlin and a Padre this year of going multiple innings, will presumably try and get the Padres maybe to the 6th as he enters with 2 outs and nobody on in the 4th. Meanwhile, the 3 outfielders, I don't think I've ever seen this before, have all taken a seat on the bench in the bullpen.
I know it's going to be a while. Brian Hoeing's going to be given as much time as he needs. He didn't throw one warm-up pitch in the bullpen, so all of his kind of bullpen work is going to happen here on the mound. The outfielders to get off their feet, but certainly a concerning issue has popped up here for the Padres.
Count is 2-1 on Matt Olson with 2 outs and nobody on base at the top of the 4th inning. Padres have a 5-1 lead. Joe Musgrove has just departed with an apparent injury. And Brian Hoeing and Kyle Higashioka are literally the only players on the field right now. The umpires are kind of walking around. Remember, there's 6 of them. So those guys are kind of all over the place. And the Padre infielders have all gone to the dugout. As we said, the Padre outfielders all went to the bench in the bullpen, and they're hanging out. And like you said, Brian Hoeing, of course, by rule, will get as many throws and as much time as he needs.
And he should take all the time he needs. This is such a big game. And I know what it's like to be on the playing field and feeling like you're being rushed. Brian Hoeing should take as much time as he needs, make sure he's ready, and then we can go from there.
Hoeing has gone as many as 4 innings this year, though that was all the way back at the beginning of the season. His longest outing as a Padre was one of those crazy games in Pittsburgh. He went 3 2/3. So again, it gives you an idea of the kind of length he is theoretically able to provide. He's thrown as many as 62 pitches in an outing this year, but lately he's been much more of a traditional reliever, so I don't know that it would necessarily be fair to expect that number of pitches out of him here tonight. Not that you might require that many pitches out of him here tonight.
What I do know is that team on the other side is probably ecstatic that Joe Musgrove is out of the game, and I think it's important that when Brian Hoeing is ready, that he's able to pour cold water on whatever hope they have as we begin this game again.
Hoeing continuing to warm up, rubbing up a baseball on the mound. The 3 outfielders have come out of the bullpen, and they're now standing together kind of on the grass in center. But Hoeing doesn't look quite ready yet. And again, as you said, no problem. I know there's 47,000 people all watching you right now, but the idea here is to make sure that you are totally ready to go. Padre Baseball brought to you by Broken Yoke Cafe with 15 San Diego locations. Live on the sunny side and start your day at Broken Yoke Cafe. 5-1 Padres, top of the 4th inning. And now the infielders are heading back out onto the diamond, so Hoeing obviously getting closer and closer. Matt Olson even is re-approaching the left-handed batter's box. And so, you know, it's always something. Never easy, never simple, and you just hope for Joe's sake and for the Padres' sake that this is not something that would linger too long. But again, the hallmark of this team has been, unfortunately / fortunately, losing guys and being able to weather those storms. That is a huge storyline for the 2024 Padres.
There's no doubt. I think it's a part of the major part of this storyline is Brian Hoeing is ready, and we'll begin this game.
All right, so it's 2-1 on Matt Olson. Base is empty, 2 outs, 5-1 Padres. Olson swings, pops it foul out of play left side, and the count is now 2-2. Yu Darvish, of course, theoretically an option out there, and who knows, maybe that's something we'll see later on tonight. Mike Schilt was very clear before this game. They are going for it. 2-2 swing and a foul ball bounced behind home plate.
Now, certainly with a 5-1 lead, you got all of the options to your disposal.
Yeah, like I said, this is not August when you're playing, 16 games in 17 days and you're trying to save some guys and not ask too much. I mean, they're just going to piece it together, whatever is most beneficial. 2-2 in the dirt, and now full count.
Not to mention, if you can get the victory today, you got 2 off days coming right behind that. So it's all men on deck.
No doubt about it. 3-2 to Olson. Hoeing spinning the ball behind his back. Now the tall right-hander set, and the pitch swung on and skied into shallow left field. Bogarts is back. Profar is in. Xander will make the call, and he makes the catch to end a far too interesting 1-2-3 top of the 4th inning. After 3.5, it is the Padres 5 and the Braves 1 on the Padres Radio Network.
Craving a taste of Baja without leaving town? Look no further than Rockin' Baja and Baja Rick's Cantina. Immerse yourself in the flavors of the Baja Coast right here in San Diego. From sizzling fajitas, mouth-watering lobster, and chilled margaritas, our menu is a fiesta for your taste buds. With our lively, festive atmosphere, every meal feels like a beachside celebration. Join us at Rockin' Baja and Baja Rick's Cantina for a dining experience unlike any other. See us before or after the game in Old Town or the Gas Lamp or at rockinbaja.com.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola is the official smartphone partner of the San Diego Padres. And with the Motorola Razr Plus, fans can flip the script on how they keep up on game day. Check scores with ease on the largest external display of any flip phone, or flip open to an incredibly vivid 6.9-inch LED screen to stream games. Learn more about the ultra-modern, ultra-pocketable new Motorola Razr Plus at Motorola.com.
For 70 years, Sid's Carpet Barn has been San Diego's leader for high-quality flooring at the lowest possible pricing. For a huge selection at everyday lowest prices, visit any Sid's or sidscarpet.com.
Sid's Carpet Barn. Come on down, come on down. Yeah!
Be on the winning side with El Cajon Ford.
Get $20 off our Works package. Oil change, tire rotation, 17-point inspection, and a car wash. Available for both gas and diesel engines. Just mention this ad when you arrive to save. Hurry, don't miss out. El Cajon Ford, 1595 East Main Street or elcajonford.com.
Be on the winning side with El Cajon Ford. Locally owned and huge Padres fans. We also pride ourselves in supporting our military. Come in, check out our inventory and services, or find us online at elcajonford.com.
This is Fernando Tatis Jr. You're listening to Padres Baseball on Padres Radio Network.
Padres Baseball brought to you by Symbiotica, the official wellness partner of the San Diego Padres. Feel your best this playoff run with clean, high-quality supplements. Now 15% off plus free shipping at Symbiotica.com. Today with code PADRES.
Top of the order for the Padres in the bottom of the fourth inning. A 5-1 lead on the Braves. Neither starting pitcher in this game. Max Fried left after the Padres knocked him around in the second. Joe Musgrove left with an apparent injury in the top of this fourth. Luis Arraez against Dylan Lee checks his swing and takes a slider a little bit outside. 1 ball and no strikes. And now Arraez shaking out that left hand with that thumb that's given him trouble all the last couple of months or so. 1-0. Arraez taking, and a slider for a strike. 1-1. Talking about the injuries for the Padres this year, it has really been relentless even before tonight. 1-1, hard hit on the ground right over the bag at first base. Olsen gobbles it up behind the line and brings it himself. So Arraez is out for the first time tonight, and 1 down in the bottom of the fourth inning. I mean, for the Padres this year, long absences from Tatis, from Darvish, from Musgrove, from Bogarts. Ha-Seong Kim will not be seen again. And they have weathered every one of those storms.
Oh, Manny on the list, too. I mean, he just played through his, but he certainly was hurting at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, same with Arraez, playing through some stuff. Here's Fernando, lifts up the hands, takes a strike. Profar at times, that knee was really giving him a hard time.
You know, typical 162 season, but I think the Padres have shown that they have the grit and the depth, quite frankly, to be able to weather that.
0-1 is at the knees for a strike. 0-2 on Tatis. 2 for 2, the pair of infield singles and a run scored. Braves, by the way, not going to feel bad for the Padres.
Not at all.
Spencer Strider out, hasn't pitched since April 5th. Ronald Acuna out, hasn't played since May 26th. Austin Riley, not going to play again, been out since August 18th. I mean, those are big-time guys. And that's to say nothing of the Chris Sale back spasm situation. Here's the 0-2. Tatis with a missile on a line into center field and a base hit. Fernando is 3 for 3 and one of the hardest hit balls we've seen from him this year.
111 off the bat. You often hear people say it seems like he's built for this. It truly does seem like Toddy is really built for the big stage. It seems like you get your best performances from him. Tonight, no different. 3 for 3. 1-out single here in the fourth.
Jurickson Profar gets in. 1 out of 2 with an infield single and a run scored. And a big swing and a miss at a fastball. 0-1 from Dylan Lee. Pods trying to add to their 5-1 lead here in the fourth inning. And it looks like it will be more Brian Hoeing in the fifth. Not a surprise, but nobody throwing. Profar swings here, pops it up behind first base. Long run for Olsen and Albies into foul ground. Olsen now back into fair territory. Over the left shoulder, makes the catch. Nice play by the Gold Glove first baseman. And 2 down here in the bottom of the fourth.
I'm not going to lie, he played that so nonchalant. I thought that ball had a chance to drop, but clearly had a beat on it. able to secure it for out number 2.
Appears they will not allow the lefty Lee to face Manny Machado. Brian Snitker claps his hands, takes the baseball from Dylan Lee, and the Braves will make a pitching change with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Padres ahead 5-1 on the Padres Radio Network.
Hey guys, Woodsy here. EcoWater SoCal just nabbed the 2024 Better Business Bureau Torch Award for Ethics, and they're marking 100 years with free in-home water tests. Your tap water could slowly be damaging your home and your health. We're talking about the water that's 60% of your body. We're talking about what your kids drink, what your pets drink. Don't wait another day. Call 760-350-3338 or go to EcoWaterSoCal.com. EcoWater SoCal, transforming water for a century. Tell them your old pal Woodsy sent you. Your water should be perfect.
This pitching change brought to you by Cask & Coast Premium California Bourbon, San Diego's award-winning craft bourbon, smooth and flavorful. Winner of 4 gold medals. Cask & Coast, harvested in the heartland, crafted in California, enjoyed everywhere. Visit caskandcoast.com.
Keep the Major League winning going all postseason long at Valley View Casino and Hotel when you join the most generous Players Club in Southern California at Valley View Casino and Hotel. Join and receive over $100 in free instant offers to enjoy at San Diego's favorite casino. No strings attached. Signing up for the Players Club is always quick, easy, and free. So visit valleyviewcasino.com to learn more today. That's valleyviewcasino.com.
This pitching change brought to you by the Grilling Store at Hillcrest Ace Hardware on University Avenue in Hillcrest, where you can find all the best brands for outdoor cooking, plus a knowledgeable staff. The Grilling Store at Hillcrest Ace Hardware, where service still matters.
I love the colorful clothes.
Daysbel Hernandez into the ball game for the Braves during the regular season. 2.50 ERA. He was 3-0 on the season.
Pitching change brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change, your 15-minute instant drive-through oil change. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for directions and discounts. SoCalOilChange.com. Tatis at first, 2 outs. Padres ahead 5-1. And here comes the lumber brought to you by Dixieline Lumber and Home Centers. Fix it, build it, enjoy it. First pitch fastball, a little bit low to Manny. 1 ball and no strikes. Machado sent this place into a frenzy with a 2-run double back in the 2nd inning. Pitch here is taken low, and now 2-0 from Hernandez to Machado. Hernandez spent the bulk of the year at AAA Gwinnett, up and down 5 times. 2-0 Manny taking, and a slider for a called strike. 2-1 to Machado with Fernando over at first. Hernandez working very quickly. I don't know that he's looked over at the runner at any point. Now he'll step all the way off and look right at it.
It's like he heard you or something.
You know, that pitch-com is not supposed to receive the visiting or the opposing radio broadcast. We'll have to check with the commissioner. 2-1, swing and a miss at a slider. And now 2-2. A lot of sliders from Hernandez. Also has a 97-mile-an-hour fastball to pair with it. About twice as many appearances at AAA than the big leagues. 2-2 in the dirt. Backhand stab made by the catcher Murphy. And now a full count on Machado. This time Fernando will certainly be running. Here's the 3-2. Manny launches it foul down the left field line. That is going to find the upper deck and like the top part of the upper deck.
He hung that slider. Fortunate that Manny was a little bit out in front and fouls it off. We'll do it again here. 3-2.
Hernandez set. There goes Tatis, and a swing and a miss. Came back with the slider and got him. No runs, a hit. Fernando left on base. We have played 4 very adventurous innings at Petco Park. Padres 5 and the Braves 1 on the Padres Radio Network.
Do what thousands of San Diegans do first. Shop Ken Grody Ford. Save on new Ford F-150 truck, SUV, or Mustang Mach-E. And every deal has Tony Gwynn Jr.'s stamp of approval. Shop online at KenGrodyFordSanDiego.com.
Ken Grody Ford Carlsbad. Yes, we can. Hey, Padre fans. Tony Gwynn Jr. here. Excited to tell you why Petco is my one-stop shop for everything I need to help keep my dogs Kai and Axel happy and healthy. At Petco, you can score everyday low prices on all the top brands pets love, and their expert vets, certified groomers, and trainers and knowledgeable store associates are always ready to help. Petco makes caring for your whole lineup easy and affordable, whether you shop in-store, online, or on the Petco app. Petco, official pet partner of the San Diego Padres.
How do you get your home kitchen ready for the holidays? With premium KitchenAid appliances at B&B Appliance. Fall into savings on KitchenAid refrigerators, ranges, cooktops, dishwashers, and more, including stainless steel. It's all on sale, and KitchenAid appliances help bring the scent of holiday cookies, perfectly chilled wines, and ingredients to culinary life. Your journey to an incredible kitchen starts at B&B Appliance, serving San Diego for more than 50 years. In Escondido or online at bnbappliance.com.
Chimney Sweeps Inc. has been cheering on our hometown team here in San Diego for more than 40 years and is celebrating the postseason run with a steal of a deal. To get your chimney and fireplace inspected, cleaned, and ready for the season, just $99. Take advantage of this limited time offer by calling 1-800-CHIMNEY or visit chimneysweepsinc.com to book your inspection and cleaning today for just $99. Chimney Sweeps Inc. is a proud sponsor of the Padres Radio Network.
This is Xander Bogaerts. The Padres play here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Padres baseball brought to you by Seaside Market and their world-famous tri-tip sandwich and nachos, affectionately known as Cardiff Crack. So good, it should be illegal. Seaside Market in Cardiff by the Sea, Petco Park, and SeasideMarket.com.
Top of the 5th inning, the Braves come to bat against Brian Hoeing. Padres ahead 5-1. Joe Musgrove left with an apparent injury last inning. Hoeing entered to get Olsen mid at bat, and now he starts fresh here in the 5th. Soler, big, strong right-hand hitter, and he takes a first pitch slider for a strike. Today's question of the day brought to you by Kaiser Permanente. If you have questions about your health, visit kp.org/San Diego. Kaiser Permanente, for all that is you. And Soler sends one a mile to center. Merrill's back at the wall, but he's not going to have a play. That is well up and out of here. A home run for Jorge Soler. Second run of the night for the Braves, and the Padre lead is now 5-2.
No doubter to dead central. We know Jorge Soler has big-time power. It was put on display there. He got away with the first slider. The second one he did not.
Soler, the MVP of the World Series for these guys 3 years ago. Started this season with the Giants. And now another big postseason home run in a Brave uniform. First pitch swinging, a ground ball foul off the bat of Ramon Laureano. 0-1.
After a second look, it was a fastball. And just like the slider the pitch before, it was right in the middle of the plate.
No balls and a strike. Laureano takes and a bit downstairs, 1-1. So the Padre lead 5-2. The Braves with a little bit of an energy boost over in that third base dugout. 1-1 to Laureano, who struck out his only other time. That was against Musgrove. And a swing and a miss, 1-2. Nasty slider there from Hoeing.
Because this team has so much power in the lineup, you certainly can't count them out. Home runs in postseason are bonuses.
A ball and 2 strikes. The pitch. Laureano, hard hit liner foul behind the third base coach, Matt Tuiasa Sopo. All right, question of the day came from Tabitha in Golden Hill, right around the corner. And she said, many in the media are debating rust versus rest when it comes to those top 2 seeds getting a bye into the division series. Here's the 1-2. Laureano takes outside. What do the players and broadcasters think?
I think the majority of broadcasters and players think it's a no-brainer. You take the rest where you can get it. But I'm sure there are some that have been influenced by the first 2 years of this format.
2-2, muscled in the air behind first, but fouling into the seats.
Only the Astros have had success after the bye and being able to move on. Everybody else has struggled.
Yeah, I mean, the Orioles last year had the bye, and they lost. This year, they had to play in the wild card, and they lost. I don't know that it has to do with rest or rust. 2-2 is low, ball 3.
That's exactly right. I mean, the Padres in 22, they went into New York and beat them.
And they beat the Dodgers, who had been resting. I mean, look, the math is stone cold. You don't want to have to play a best of 3. Pitch here in the air up the right field line. That's pretty well struck, but it is pushing foul.
That's a great point. Just that alone. Forget the injuries or rest that you actually need. It is a coin flip in these best-of-3 series.
And avoiding that is avoiding a very large landmark.
Not only that, you're that much closer to what your goal is without even having to play a game.
3-2, grounded up the third baseline, and another foul ball. I understand the rust thing and being concerned about it, and you're right. Have all the teams figured out how to handle that? Absolutely not. It's only year 3, as you pointed out, of this playoff format. But, yeah, I'd rather not take my chances.
Absolutely. The less games you have to play to get there, it's a no-brainer.
That is our question of the day. Remember, if you'd like to submit yours, all you got to do is send one in to Dave, 973thefansd.com/question. Thanks to Tabitha in Golden Hill. 3-2 to Laureano. The pitch from Hoeing hit in the air to deep center field. Merrill's going back. He's on the warning track. He's got room, and he makes the catch. A long out number 1 here in the top of the 5th inning as we pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Padres Radio Network.
KWFN.
Join us after the game on MLB Network Radio. We're breaking down the game and taking your calls on Sirius 209 XM 89.
I'm Jesse Agler. Padres 5, Braves 2. 1 out, nobody on in the top of the 5th inning. Game 2 of this best-of-3 wild card series. And Gio Urshela takes a fastball strike from Brian Hoeing.
We're typically talking about the Padres in these long at-bats, but that last one from Laureano was 10 pitches. We'll see if there's any after effect on Brian Hoeing.
0-1 is way outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. There is action in the Padre bullpen. I believe that is Jeremiah Estrada loosening his right arm. Musgrove left in the 4th with an apparent injury. Here's the 1-1 knee buckling fastball at the top of the zone. That sinker was zigzagging its way up there. And now 1-2. Here's the pitch from Hoeing, taken low and outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Urshela 0 for 1. He grounded out to Machado back in the 2nd inning. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Hoeing. Here's the pitch on the way. It's outside. And now 3-2. Base is empty, 1 out. Here's the 3-2, swung on and missed, strike. First strikeout for Hoeing and a huge out number 2 here in the top of the 5th. The Atlanta catcher Sean Murphy coming up.
Well-located fastball down, bottom of the zone, outer third. And Urshela goes down swinging.
When we talked about the Braves not feeling bad for the Padres injury-wise, Sean Murphy, one of the top examples. Gets in there, takes a slider for a strike, 0-1. Literally got hurt on opening day, strained an oblique, and was out until the end of May. Never really got it going offensively after that injury. The pitch is inside, 1-1. He had 21 home runs his first year as a Brave last year. This season in 72 games, he hit 193. With just 10 homers and 25 RBIs. 2 outs and nobody on. Padres lead by 3. 1-1 pitch, 1 and miss, strike 2. Padres trying to sweep this series and head to Los Angeles to the NLDS beginning on Saturday night. 1-2 to Murphy. Hoeing is ready. Here's the pitch. It is taken low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Murphy just staying in that right-handed batter's box, waiting for Hoeing. Now the righty is ready. 2-2 pitch. Murphy swings. It's a bouncing ball to first. Solano has it well off the line. He'll bring it himself. A routine out number 3, and the side is retired. Braves get 1 on the Soler homer, but that is it. And midway in Game 2, Padres 5, the Braves 2 on the Padres Radio Network.
Hey, gang, it's Chris Ella. What's 2FA security on Kraken? Let's say I'm captaining my soccer team, and we're up by a goal against, I don't know, Soda Springs FC. Do we relax? No way. Time to create an extra line of defense and protect that lead. That's like 2FA on Kraken, a surefire way to keep what you already have, safe and sound. Go to kraken.com and see what crypto can be. Not investment advice. Crypto trading involves risk of loss. Cryptocurrency services are provided to U.S. and U.S. territory customers by Payward Interactive Inc., PWI DBA Kraken. View PWI's disclosures at kraken.com/legal/disclosures.
Saturday night is MLS night on Sirius XM FC. First, reigning MVP Lucha Acosta leads FC Cincinnati against Orlando City.
Acosta! Oh my goodness!
Then the Seattle Sounders head to Colorado to take on the Rapids.
Navajo delivers 2-1 Colorado!
It's an MLS doubleheader starting Saturday night at 7:30 Eastern on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app. Friday night is NWSL night on Sirius XM FC. Hear the biggest stars in women's soccer square off in the final push for the playoffs.
And Smith again, and she's got two!
Then on Monday, Heather O'Reilly and Lori Lindsay are recapping it all on Played In.
These next couple of months are really critical. It's crunch time.
No one is covering the NWSL like Sirius XM FC, channel 157, and streaming on the Sirius XM app.
Join us after the game on MLB Network Radio. We're breaking down the game and taking your calls on Sirius 209 XM 89.
97.3, the Fan.
Merrill, Bogaerts, and Solano in the bottom of the fifth inning against right-hander Daysbel Hernandez of the Braves. Padres with a 5-2 lead. All 5 runs came back in the bottom of the second inning, and that has been one of the very positive, consistent themes for the Padres this year. 47 times this season they scored 4 or more runs in an inning, and they won most of those games. First pitch to Merrill is downstairs. I guess looked pretty good. Doesn't get the call. 1-0 to Jackson, who sent a jolt of electricity not just through this ballpark. Now he lines this one into right center field. That is going to get down and hop over the little wall in right center for an automatic double. If not for the dimensions here at Petco, Jackson Merrill would have just had his second triple of the night, but he'll have to settle for 2.
There's no doubt. He certainly would have been on his way to third base. But the Padres will certainly take a leadoff rule book double here in the 5th to get things rolling.
How about the Jacksons? Churio just hit his second homer of the night for the Brewers to tie the game against the Mets in the 8th.
I heard a lot about Jacksons at the beginning of the season. Merrill wasn't one of them. Now we're talking about him more than we're talking about anybody else.
Bogaerts lifts up the hands but takes the strike, 0-1.
They're going to look back at this class of rookies, and it's going to go down, I think, as one of the better rookie classes.
0-1, Bogaerts takes a strike. Padres trying to get that run back after the Soler homer in the top of the inning. By the way, on the double, Hernandez tried to quick pitch Merrill, and Jackson was quite clearly ready. Xander just used his timeout behind 0-2. Merrill at second, nobody out. Here's the pitch, and Bogaerts takes outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Padres 3 for 8 with runners in scoring position here tonight. Did not have an at-bat with a runner in scoring position yesterday. 1-2, tried to check on a ball outside. They appeal, he didn't go. And the count now even, 2-2. First base umpire Jansen Visconti made the call. Long look in by Hernandez. Going to have to use a disengagement. Says he's having pitch comm issues. Now Murphy is going to try and test it out with him. Oh, we got a moment. I do want to mention the umpires. Kind of an all-star crew, you know, in the postseason. They try and get the best of the best. And we have had, in the first 2 games of this series, a pretty big handful of bang-bang plays. Not a single one of them has been challenged.
No, I mean, this is the best of the best, as you said. And as you get deeper, if you're fortunate enough, it gets even smaller of the best. So it's one of the things I enjoy about postseason baseball.
2-2 fouled at the plate.
We often are talking about the focus and the different things between the players, but one of the things that I think gets unnoticed is how dialed in the umpires are.
Nestor Ceja last night behind the dish, near perfect. Veteran Phil Cuzzy tonight been very good. 2-2, grounded to third base on the backhander. Shella has it, checks on Merrill now, throws across in time. So 1 out, Jackson still at second base. And Donovan Solano coming up. Go behind the scenes of America's #1 ballpark. Petco Park Tours presented by Bubs at the Ballpark. Give fans the chance to see the ballpark in postseason form. Learn the history and access areas only the players get to see. Book your tour at padres.com/tours. Runner on second, 1 out. Solano taking, and a fastball strike. Padres ahead 5-2, trying to sweep this series. Jeremiah Estrada looks like he's going to be the guy in the 6th. Here's the pitch. Solano lines it foul up the right field line. Musgrove 3 2/3, left with an apparent injury. Hulling gets 4 outs, and now 6, 7, 8, 9 available to what is obviously a very fresh bullpen. 0-2 the pitch. Solano flinches and takes outside, ball 1. Padres used Jason Adam and Robert Suarez last night, and both of them very efficient. Both of them, I am sure, available tonight. Adam threw 15 pitches in the 8th. Suarez only 8 pitches in the 9th. 1-2 on the outside corner, and strike 3 called. Just as we're saying something nice about Phil Cuzzy, gave a little bit extra there to Daysbel Hernandez. Solano doesn't like it. Pitch did appear to miss. And now 2 down here in the 5th.
As you said, just as some nice words come out of our mouth, really the first bad call.
Cronenworth now swings at the first pitch, grounds it foul behind home plate. Padres trying to cash in the leadoff double by Jackson Merrill in the 5th inning, but he still stands there with 2 away. Cronenworth 0 for 2 on the night. He has bunted and struck out. Swings and misses here. Awkward cut at a slider. He's going to use the timeout and just kind of reset mentally after that swing. Merrill at second, 2 away, 0-2 the pitch. Cronenworth grounds it foul into the Padre dugout. Mike Schilt making the barehanded attempt at it.
All sliders so far to Jake. Hard to see Hernandez going with anything else here. Ahead 0-2.
Throws that pitch, even under different circumstances, more than any other. Here it comes. Cronenworth swings and misses at indeed a slider, and back-to-back strikeouts to get out of the inning for Daysbel Hernandez. No runs, a hit. Merrill left at second base. On to the 6th at Petco Park. It's Padres 5 and the Braves 2 on the Padres Radio Network.
Catch all the Padres playoff action at Bay City Brewing's Rooftop Tasting Room. Enjoy local San Diego craft beer. Weekday happy hour from 3 to 5 with half-price drinks and panoramic city views. Located just blocks from Petco Park.
Doors Etc. has been knocking it out of the park since 1979, providing San Diego homes with windows and doors that perform in the clutch. Visit the Doors Etc. showroom at 1227 Marina Boulevard for a free gift, or go to doorsetc.net. That's doorsetc.net.
Experience the excitement of the Padres postseason at Sequan Casino Resort. Catch all the action on screens throughout the casino. Sign up for your Padres Club Sequan card today. Sequan Casino Resort, the official casino partner of the San Diego Padres.
Want to up your grilling game for the playoff run? Start with Jensen Premium Beef Patties. They turn every cookout into a home run. Our 100% real beef patties are made right here in San Diego. When you bite into a Jensen patty, you can taste the difference in the real beef flavor and the quality that we stand for. Jensen is San Diego's homegrown flavor, crafted right here in San Diego. Look for our black box in the frozen section at Food for Less. Jensen is a proud sponsor of Padres Radio Network.
Lock in a competitive rate for 12 months with a flexible CD from Bank of America. This CD offers greater access to your funds and requires a minimum opening deposit of $1,000. Speak to an associate or visit bankofamerica.com/flexcd for additional terms and current rates.
Terms may vary. We may limit the amount you deposit in one or more flexible CDs to a total of $1 million. Early withdrawal penalty of 7 days interest applies for withdrawals within the first 6 days of the account term or within the first 6 days following any partial withdrawal during the initial or any renewal term. Additional restrictions may apply. Bank of America N.A. member FDIC.
Hi, this is Kyle Higashioka. You're listening to Padres Baseball on the Padres Radio Network.
Be a part of history by helping to select the 2024 All-MLB team presented by MGM Rewards. Vote today for the players you believe had the best performances this season. Terms and conditions apply. See MLB.com/All-MLB for details. Top of the 6th inning, it is the Padres 5 and the Braves 2. Game 2 of this best-of-3 wild card series. Number 9 hitter Orlando Arcia to lead off against the new Padre pitcher Jeremiah Estrada. Michael Harris the second and Ozzie Albies to follow. First pitch on the way, and Arcia out in front bounces it foul toward the Atlanta dugout. On the left side, 0-1. Estrada relieves Brian Hoeing, who got 4 outs after Musgrove left with an injury. Allowed 1 run on 1 hit, the Soler homer, and struck out a batter. 0-1, and the pitch to Arcia is swung on and missed. Pitching change brought to you by Spiro's. Visit Spiro's Mediterranean Cuisine, where every meal is a celebration of tradition that has been down through the generations. Arcia 0 for 1. He struck out on 3 pitches against Joe Musgrove back in the 3rd. 0-2 from Estrada. One of the real strikeout artists in the game this year. 0-2, hit on the ground to 3rd and foul. Still no balls and 2 strikes. Padres 5 runs on 10 hits. The Braves 2 runs on 2 hits. The double by Harris, the homer by Soler. Both of those guys obviously came in to score. Here's the 0-2, reached for and bounced foul at 3rd base. Meanwhile, for the Padres, 6 of the 10 hits came in that 2nd inning, and they all came with 2 outs. Padres had the bases loaded, nobody out in the 1st. They didn't score. They had the bases empty, 2 out in the 2nd, and they put up 5. 0-2 again. Arcia takes high.
Really a tale of 2 games, right? I mean, the Padres win yesterday 4-0. They were out hit. They had no attempts with runners in scoring position. Didn't even have a chance. Today, 3 for 11. 10 hits on 5 runs on 10 hits.
There is good and bad in there. 1-2. This one's lined sharply to left, but pretty much right at Profar. Just kind of tippy-toes back a couple of steps, and he makes the catch. 1 out here in the 6th.
Who's on deck for the Padres in the 6th is brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com for the Padres in the 6th. It'll be 9-1-2. Higashioka, Arise, Tatis.
Brewers have just gone ahead of the Mets 5-3 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Garrett Mitchell, a 2-run home run, as Milwaukee will go to the 9th inning trying to stave off elimination. Here is Harris. 1 out of 2, and he swings and misses at a fastball. 0-1 from Estrada. Jeremiah is set and ready. The hard throwing right-hander delivers and misses way high. That splitter just kind of hung all the way up. 1-1 to Michael Harris II. Tanner Scott is throwing in the Padre bullpen. My guess is he will be the man to face Matt Olson, whether that's this inning or next. 1-1, swing and a miss.
To me, that's been his Jeremiah Estrada's secondary pitches have improved in this last month of the season. The slider and the split both. He's starting to command it now, and that makes him extremely tough to deal with.
1-2 to Michael Harris II. Pitch on the way is high and outside. Remember, Estrada back in May set an expansion era record, 13 consecutive strikeouts across 3 appearances. First guy to strike out 12 or more consecutive batters for as long as we know about. Here's the 2-2. Hit in the air foul up the left field line.
And he was doing that mainly with the fastball. Fastball split at that time, and he wasn't commanding the split all that well. Just blowing guys away with the high heater, the high velocity heater.
2-2 to Harris. Pitch is swung on and cued up the third baseline, but it spits well foul. Higashioka kind of tried to pounce on it before it rolled over there, but well into foul territory and still 2-2. Feels as if there has been a vibe shift in the ballpark since the Musgrove injury.
No doubt. They feel that energy. You can kind of feel it. I don't want to say it's gone, but it's certainly some concern, it seems like, on this crowd.
2-2, muscled in the air to left field. Profar charging, going to have to play it on a hop. Another hit for Michael Harris II, his fourth of the series.
Fastball got in on the hands, but able to fight it off, hit it on a line. Drops it just in front of Profar for a one-out single.
So Ozzie Albies will stand in 0 for 2 with Harris at first, one away. Padres with a 5-2 lead here in the sixth inning. That was only the third hit of the night for Atlanta. Pitch to Albies, fouled back into the net, 0-1. But yeah, after the Padres exploded for 5 runs in the bottom of the second inning, this place was generating enough electricity to power all of downtown. And then when Musgrove left with an injury in the fourth, I don't want to say the air went out of the balloon, but some of it did.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
0-1 to Ozzie Albies. Righty to righty. And a ball outside, 1-1. Remember, Albies has not been switch hitting since he came back from the wrist injury. And he looked, I would say, very uncomfortable against Michael King last night.
You know, and watching his at-bats today, I think a lot of that had to do with Michael King and his kind of crossfire that kind of makes a right-hander uncomfortable.
Pitch is outside, 2-1 from Estrada.
And I think Michael King also had the repertoire to expose Ozzie Albies in hitting right-handed against a right-handed pitcher.
Albies, one of the leaders of this Braves team, trying to get something going here against Jeremiah Estrada. Facing him for the first time ever. 2-1 pitch, fouled away right side. It's 2-2.
That's really where Jeremiah has to try to stay on Albies. Stay away. Make him show you that he can keep that front side closed and hit a ball the other way. Because he hasn't shown that ability unless the pitch is elevated and it's in the middle of the plate.
2-2 to Albies. Estrada is set. Here's the pitch. Albies able to foul it back. 94 strikeouts for Estrada in 61 innings this year. He struck out more batters than anybody else in the Padre bullpen.
The last pitch was a slider, but it was up. It was off the plate, it was up, and that gives Albies a chance as long as it's elevated. Try to keep the ball down and away from him here.
Harris leading at first with 1 out. Here's the 2-2. Albies pops it foul out of play, and he's turning it a very tough at bat here against Estrada. Two to Albies. Estrada delivers, and a ground ball to the left side. Manny diving to his left has it. Throws from his backside to second. One onto first, not in time. Nearly a spectacular double play turned by Machado, but able to get a force out at second, and there's 2 down.
Heck of a play by Manny Machado. Kind of a half dive. He knew he didn't have time to get to his feet. I tell you what, that's a great pickup by Cronenworth. A kind of in-between 2 hopper to him. He turns himself into a first baseman and still got off a throw that almost completed the double play.
Put a little bit of a jolt of energy back into the building, and I'm sure the place would have erupted had they turned the double play. Now it's going to be mound visit time. Estrada just gave Machado a high five as he got there following the great defensive effort. And Ruben Niebla is out to chat. You got Ozuna coming up, the lefty Olsen after that. And again, Tanner Scott is throwing in the Padre bullpen. Pods have a 5-2 lead here in the 6th inning. and a very, very dangerous hitter coming up to face Estrada. Ozuna 1 out of 3 against him in his career with a single and a strikeout. Now Mike Schilt is out to chat with the plate umpire Phil Cuzzy. Perhaps some question about the number of mound visits remaining. You wonder if when Musgrove was injured, they had initially counted that as a regular mound visit, and then it became a non-visit because it was a pitching change. So maybe some discrepancy there. But either way, conversation is over, and Mike and Ruben Niebla back in the dugout. Padres with a 3-run lead, but the Braves with Albies at first 2 outs, and Marcell Ozuna at the dish. Estrada ready, first pitch. Ozuna takes, and a strike with a good, sharp slider that was pretty much right down the middle, nothing in 1. Ozuna with a sac fly back in the first inning. 1 for 5 so far in the series. Here's the 0-1. Taken low and outside. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
Certainly a guy you have to be extremely careful with. He can bring his ball club into within 1 with 1 swing of the bat.
Now the 1-1. Ozuna with a hard hit liner into right center, tailing away from Merrill. Jackson's got to play it on a hop. Sends it in quickly. Albies wheels his way around from first to third. And a hard hit line drive for Marcell Ozuna has given the Braves runners on the corners with 2 outs for Matt Olson here the 6th. And it is Tanner Scott time as Mike Schilt will head out to make the pitching change. 5-2 Padres in the top of the 6th on the Padres Radio Network.
Keep the Major League winning going all postseason long at Valley View Casino and Hotel when you join the most generous Players Club in Southern California at Valley View Casino and Hotel. Join and receive over $100 in free instant offers to enjoy at San Diego's favorite casino. No strings attached. Signing up for the Players Club is always quick, easy, and free. So visit valleyviewcasino.com to learn more today. That's valleyviewcasino.com.
Want to up your grilling game for the playoff run? Start with Jensen Premium Beef Patties. They turn every cookout into a home run. Our 100% real beef patties are made right here in San Diego. When you bite into a Jensen patty, you can taste the difference in the real beef flavor and the quality that we stand for. Jensen is San Diego's homegrown flavor, crafted right here in San Diego. Look for our black box in the frozen section at Food for Less. Jensen is a proud sponsor of Padres Radio Network.
Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers, helping San Diegans fix it, build it, and enjoy it for over 100 years.
Every week, find dozens of bargains and savings in your Dixie Line mailer. With 8 locations, there's a Dixie Line Lumber and Home Center near you.
I was so excited when I heard the sandwich was back. I was like, Cloud 9. What's up? This is Mike. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich is the pimento cheese. It's savory and delicious, and the filet itself is perfectly juicy and crispy.
Real customer paid for their testimonial.
Left-handed reliever Tanner Scott into the ball game. One of the best arms out of this bullpen for the Padres on the year. He had a 1.75. He was 9-6 on the season. Opponents only hit 179.
One of those trade deadline acquisitions, and from the NL East he comes to face a team from that division, the Atlanta Braves. Olson in his career against him 0 for 7 with a couple of strikeouts, and so obviously a matchup that the Padres had identified even before this series began as one they would love to get in a big spot, and this is a very, very big spot. 2 on and 2 out in the 6th. Padres with a 5-2 lead, but the tying run is at the plate. Scott is set and ready. First pitch. Olson swings and lines it foul into the Atlanta dugout on the left side. 0-1. 44 games as a Marlin this year for Scott, and then 28 with the Padres' great strikeout numbers and an all-star closer for the Fish. Olson 0 for 2 on the night. Here's the 0-1. Olson takes outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Scott, with plenty of strikeouts this year, gets his ground balls. At times, walks have been an issue. Here's the 1-1. Olsen takes low and outside. 2 balls and a strike.
Right now, overcooking the heater away to Matt Olson. Moves ahead 2-1 in the count.
Jorge Soler, who hit a very long home run to center field, is waiting on deck. Two and one to Matt Olson. Tanner Scott ready. The pitch. Olson out in front, swings and misses at a slider. 2-2 to the Brave first baseman.
That's a great 2-1 pitch there. Slider changes up the velocity, but more importantly, pinpoints it at the bottom of the zone. Gets the swing and miss to move the count to 2-2.
First time in a couple of innings, the crowd has really gotten into it. They are waving those golden towels above their heads. 2-2 to Olson. Here's the pitch from Tanner Scott, lined into left. Profar charging in. He's got it, and the inning is over. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left, and a big, deep breath. On to the bottom of the 6th at Petco. Padres 5 and the Braves 2 on the Padres Radio Network.
Looking for the best happy hour? Join us at the Fish Market. Monday through Friday from 3 to 6. Enjoy $2 buckshuck oysters, $4 to $12 small plates, drink specials, and more. The Fish Market on the San Diego Bayfront in Del Mar, right off the 5.
At Hamul Casino, nothing is more important than fun. And fun means lots of action at the tables and slots, amazing food and drink, live entertainment with the hottest DJs and bands, big events, thrilling giveaways, and we're the closest casino to downtown San Diego. Come see what's happening at Hamul Casino. It's our 8th anniversary and
Hey, you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. The one that's listening to the MLB wildcard game with us. Please hit that subscribe button and help this awesome community grow. We are trying to do as much sports as possible, but of course, we're the home of all of the Toronto sports live events. So please help our group of Toronto sports fans continue to grow. Hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single MLB playoff game this season. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button. Thanks for making that sub counter keep on going up. We're shooting for 50K. Let's get there. We need your help. Thank you. Now let's get back to the chat. Good luck to your team. Hope they win.
With Cox Mobile, you'll run on the network that over 100 million people already rely on, with plan prices you can always count on. Cox Mobile. Learn more about Cox Mobile at cox.com/mobile or by visiting your local Cox store. Cox postpaid internet, enrollment in paperless billing, and Cox Easy Pay required. Learn more at cox.com/mobile.
Hi, it's Joe Musgrove with the San Diego Padres. You're listening to Padres Baseball on the Padres Radio Network.
Bottom of the 6th brought to you by Genesis Home Improvement, San Diego's trusted painting, roofing, and window company. Padres will come to bat with a 5-2 lead over the Braves. But it's got that feeling right now where you get the sense they got to add on. Trying to close out this best-of-3 series in 2. And Higashioka, Arise, and Tatis will try and get something started. Higgy has been unbelievable. First pitch is a fastball strike outside, but called a strike from Daysbel Hernandez. 0-1. Higashioka had a home run to tie the game back in the 2nd inning. Also homered in the 8th last night. Swings here, grounds it foul at 3rd and behind 0-2. Higashioka showed off the power during the regular season, a career high 17 home runs. 0-2 is low and outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Old friend Pierce Johnson is now warming in the Atlanta bullpen. 0 and 2 strikes. Higashioka takes outside. 2-2. Hernandez came on in the 4th, still working in the 6th as the pitch misses away, and Iggy has worked the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
0-2 to 3-2. Kind of the Padres staple up and down this lineup. Trying to find his way aboard.
Payoff pitch. Higashioka swings, kind of serves it on a line out to third. And Urshela hopping up to his left makes the catch of the soft line drive. 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. Top of the order now, Luis Arraez. 5-2 San Diego, 1 out and nobody on in the 6th. First pitch, Luis with a statue take and a slider inside, called a strike. 0-1. All of a sudden the zone has gotten a little wider. Pitch is grounded to first base. Olsen gobbles it up. He will bring it himself, and Arraez grounds to first for the 2nd straight AB. 2 down in the bottom of the 6th inning, and Fernando Tatis Jr., 3 for 3 on the night, is coming up.
It's been perfect. A couple of bullets up the middle. One was knocked down by a cheek. The other in the center field, looking to continue his perfect night.
Second career 3-hit game in the postseason as he takes a fastball away, 1-0. The other one was that 2-homer game against Mike Schilt's Cardinals, game 2 of the wild card back in 2020. 1-0 pitch. Tatis swings, pops it up foul out of play right side.
All over that slider there away. Fouls it back.
1-1. Tatis takes, and that one misses down and away. 2 balls and a strike from Daysbel Hernandez. 5-2 San Diego in the 6th. Here's the 2-1. Tatis takes and a called strike. Slider hits the bottom of the zone right at the knees. And now 2-2 to Fernando. Tatis had an infield single off the backside of Max Fried in the 1st inning. Had an old-fashioned infield single in the 2nd inning. And then hit an absolute laser to center for a single in the 4th. 2-2 pitch outside. He takes it for ball 3.
This is when Tatis at his toughest. Not chasing. Trying to force Hernandez into that rectangle box that you see on TV.
Now the 3-2. Tatis takes down and in, ball 4. That is the first walk of this game. And it comes with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Padres have a man aboard for Jurickson Profar. You got a little bit of a sense there. Daysbel Hernandez was not interested in giving in to Fernando.
Again, we talk about the heightened focus last night. Only 1 walk between the 2 teams. Tonight, very much the same thing so far.
Good baseball. Profar batting left-handed for the first time tonight. Scoots back and takes way inside, ball 1. Profar was hit 18 times during the regular season, which tied with Jock Peterson for the National League lead. Fernando at first, 2 down. The 1-0 pitch grounded foul right side. For Profar, it felt like, I don't know, about 15 of the 18 hit by pitch came in a 1-week stretch.
It really did.
One is taken low, 2 balls and a strike.
And he started reacting as such, too. As he became, it seemed like, more of a threat, those hit by pitches started to kind of pile up.
Here's the 2-1. Profar takes a strike on the outside part of the plate. Good backup slider from Daysbel Hernandez, and now 2-2. Hernandez ready. The pitch swung on, sent in the air to center field, straight away, deep but very playable. Harris backing up, and he will make the catch to end the inning. No runs, no hits, and 1 man left on base. And to the 7th inning at Petco. It is the Padres 5 and the Braves 2 on the Padres Radio Network.
Saturday night is MLS night on Sirius XM FC. First, reigning MVP Lucho Acosta leads FC Cincinnati against Orlando City.
Acosta! Oh my goodness!
Then the Seattle Sounders head to Colorado to take on the Rapids.
Navajo delivers 2-1 Colorado.
It's an MLS doubleheader starting Saturday night at 7:30 Eastern on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
Southwest is the only airline where 2 bags fly free for everyone. That means this bridesmaid packed 8 sundresses for a 2-day wedding weekend just because she can.
I'm going to wear them all, too. Watch me.
And this lovely couple saved a boatload by checking 2 bags each.
Free feels good.
Yes, it does.
While this hair care guru checked 2 bags, too.
I pack a lot of shampoo.
2 bags fly free. That's a big flex. Only at Southwest. First and second check bags, weight and size limits apply.
Friday night is NWSL night on Sirius XM FC. Hear the biggest stars in women's soccer square off in the final push for the playoffs.
Smith again, and she's got 2.
Then on Monday, Heather O'Reilly and Lori Lindsay are recapping it all on Played In.
These next couple of months are really critical. It's crunch time.
No one is covering the NWSL like Sirius XM FC, channel 157, and streaming on the Sirius XM app.
Join us after the game on MLB Network Radio. We're breaking down the game and taking your calls on Sirius 209 XM 89.
This is Mike Schilt, manager of the San Diego Padres. You're listening to Padres Baseball on the Padres Radio Network.
It's not too early to start planning your 2025 group outing to Petco Park. Catch a Padres game next season with your friends, family, or business, either to celebrate a special occasion or to have a fun social outing. Place a deposit on a group space or learn more at padres.com/groups.
Top of the 7th inning, the Braves will come to bat against Tanner Scott, Soler, Laureano, and Urshela due up. And we have gotten word on Joe Musgrove's injury, which took him out of this game in the 4th inning. First pitch on the way, Soler, big swing and a miss at a slider. 0-1, and they are calling it right elbow tightness for Joe. Obviously, anytime you hear elbow, it's not good news from a pitching perspective. He's got that bone spur in there. 0-1, Soler checks, takes low. They appeal, didn't go. Count evens at a ball and a strike. That's what was essentially keeping Joe out for that big chunk of time this summer. And now we wait and see. 1-1 to Soler. Scott is ready. Here's the pitch. Taken low, and again a check swing, but he didn't go. 2 balls and a strike. Top of the 7th brought to you by Kaiser Permanente, for all that is you. Padres 5 and the Braves 2 here in the 7th. 2-1 pitch. Soler with a big swing and a foul ball straight back. His home run in his last at bat, which came leading off the 5th inning against Brian Home, made it a 5-2 game. It is still 5-2 in the 7th.
It's a nasty 2-0 rip right there. Fouled that 98-mile-per-hour fastball straight back.
Scott trying to finish him off. The 2-2 pitch is taken low. And now 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And Soler flinches, takes down and in, ball 4. The first walk that the Braves have drawn in this series. Well, nobody said it was going to be easy. And now Ramon Laureano had a great battle at bat his last time against Hoeing. Will come up to face Tanner Scott.
You can sense the nervousness in this crowd all of a sudden.
First pitch on the way. Laureano takes a good sharp slider for a strike near the outside corner. 0-1. Soler held on by Solano over at first base. Soler only attempted 1 steal during the season. And a fastball looked good. Called a ball. We'll put the count at 1-1 here on Laureano. Laureano 0 for 6 in the series with 3 strikeouts. 1-1 from Tanner Scott, and he swings, grounds it foul behind home plate, strike 2. Laureano, a long-time Oakland A, began this series with the Guardians. He was released by Cleveland back in late May. Braves signed him 4 days later. 1-2 from Tanner Scott. Pitch on the way, and Laureano flinches and takes down and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
So far, Tanner has not been able to throw the slider for a strike, and maybe that's not his intention. Maybe he's trying to keep it below the zone, but so far hasn't gotten any offers from Soler or Laureano.
Now the 2-2. Laureano again takes the slider down and in. They appeal and he went. Strike 3. Now number 1 here in the top of the 7th inning.
Padres will certainly take it. So we get our first look on the monitor. And yep, he did.
Head of the bat really did just kind of jump out at the last second. So now Urshela with Soler at first, 1 away. 0 for 2 on the night. Swings and misses, nothing in 1. Well, you just never know for a pitcher, particularly a high leverage reliever, that one pitch that might just get him locked right back in. Told you about Scott's issues at times with walks. Here's the 0-1. That swung on and popped up right side of the infield. Cronenworth on the dirt will make the two-handed catch, and 2 down here in the 7th inning. Scott has thrown 18 pitches so far, 10 strikes, 8 balls, issued the lead walk to Soler, but now 1 guy away from working out of it as Sean Murphy, the number 8 hitter, comes to bat. Murphy, 29 years old for now. Here's the pitch, and he takes a slow slider for a strike, nothing in 1. He will turn 30 in 2 days.
Same day as me. Share a birthday then, huh?
Happy early birthday to Tony Gwynn Jr., but not Sean Murphy. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Murphy checks swing. They appeal. Didn't go. Slider missed downstairs. 1-1.
Doing a good job of keeping that slider down. Even if he's missing below the zone, it's not a pitch you want to leave up.
Ball and a strike. Pitch on the way. Grounded foul. Third base now 1-2.
If you're going to miss, you miss down where you can't be hurt. This crowd comes to life here with 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the 7th.
Jason Adam just starting to loosen up in the bullpen out in left. Murphy had gone over. I don't know if he got a new bat or if he just needed some grip on this one, but either way, just getting back into the box. Soler at first, 2 away. Padres lead by 3 here in the 7th inning. 1-2 to Sean Murphy. Tanner Scott is set and ready. The lefty delivers. Murphy fouls it back to the screen and will do it again. One ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Murphy takes low. And now 2-2 as they continue to spit on these sliders.
Eventually he got Laureano to offer at 1. It was the only one he offered at on the check swing, but he got the punchy. Would love to get another one here.
2-2 pitch, and Murphy swings and misses. Strike 3. Went after the slider, and the inning ends on the 2nd strikeout for Tanner Scott here in the 7th. No runs, no hits, a lead walk, and Soler is left on base. We have reached the middle of the 7th inning. Padres have a 5-2 lead over the Braves, and we will be very happy to bring you the singing of God Bless America here tonight. United States Army Major Tom Tao, San Diego State University ROTC instructor, is standing in foul territory near the third base coach's box.
God bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
United States Army Major Tom Tao, ROTC instructor at San Diego State. Time to stretch at Petco. Padres 5 and the Braves 2 on the Padres Radio Network.
Wake up to the sunny side at Broken Yolk Cafe. Serving fresh takes on your favorite breakfast, brunch, and lunch dishes at 15 locations throughout San Diego County. Whatever you're craving, you'll find it at Broken Yolk Cafe.
Need inspiration? Shop Ralph's for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Ralph's. Fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or Canada Dry. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Ralph's. Fresh for everyone.
In business, success is never by chance. You know that better than anyone. So why settle for a marketing agency that gambles with your money? At Scale Marketing, we've been in your shoes. Our founders successfully owned and operated businesses long before becoming marketers. They understand the business of, well, business. We specialize in performance marketing for mid-sized B2C companies with teams of over 100 people, from traditional and digital marketing to media buying, data science, and creative production. Scale Marketing manages it all. Our tailored strategies drive measurable growth, turning your challenges into opportunities. Imagine your company leading the market, not just participating in it. That's what we do at Scale Marketing. Don't let your business growth plateau or underperform. Scale Marketing will pinpoint exactly what you need to focus on, ensuring your success isn't left to chance. Take your business to the next level with Scale Marketing. Visit scalemarketing.com today. That's scalemarketing.com.
This is Xander Bogaerts. The Padres play here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
The San Diego Rodeo returns to Petco Park January 10th through the 12th. Enjoy this 3-day family-friendly event featuring some of the world's top rodeo athletes. Tickets are on sale now at padres.com/rodeo.
Padres will try and add to a 5-2 lead here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Manny Machado going to lead off. Jackson Merrill, Xander Bogaerts to follow. Against the new Atlanta pitcher, old friend Pierce Johnson. Pitching change brought to you by Seaside Market and their world-famous tri-tip sandwiches and nachos, affectionately known as Cardiff Cracks. So good they should be illegal. Seaside Market in Cardiff by the Sea at Petco Park and at seasidemarket.com. First pitch, Manny takes, and a fastball outside called a strike, 0-1. For the second consecutive night, we have the biggest crowd in Petco Park history. And they are ready for Manny to do something big. 0-1, Machado takes outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. 47,705. Somehow squeezed in. I don't know. There were 70 people since yesterday. Here's the 1-1. Machado fouls it back to the screen, and now ball and 2 strikes. One and 2 to Manny. Johnson ready. The pitch. Machado takes, and the curveball misses low and outside. 2-2. We know we will see a lot of those from Pierce.
And one time as a Padre, that was the most dominant pitch by 70-30.
2-2 to Manny. Swung on, lined into right field, but Soler had him played well. Just a few steps over to his right, and he makes the catch, 1 down. 7th inning stretch was brought to you by Grand Jetto's Farm and Garden Supply, where they believe great service starts with listening to you. From soil to timing, they dig into your projects as much as you dig into your yard. Located in Encinitas, Escondido, and Fallbrook, and online at grandjettos.com. One out, nobody on in the bottom of the 7th. Jackson Merrill has doubled and tripled tonight. Left-handed batter facing the right-hander Johnson. First pitch is a cutter and a little bit high, called a strike, 0-1. Pierce threw over 100 games for the Padres, 2020, 21, and 22. Part of a couple of playoff teams here. 0-1. Merrill takes on the outside corner and a called strike, 0-2. Jackson getting his first opportunity to see Pierce Johnson in person. The righty is ready, and the 0-2 swung on, hit in the air to center field pretty deep. Harris going back, still going back on the track. He's got room, got to the spot at the last moment and squared it up to make the catch, 2 away.
That's an excellent route right there on a ball hit right at him. Turned over his left shoulder. That ball started to move towards his right shoulder, and so instead of inside out turn, he just kind of turned with the baseball, able to make that play easy.
Now Xander Bogaerts 0 for 3 on the night. 2 outs, nobody on, and first pitch curve for a strike. Padres with a 5-2 lead. They are out hitting the Braves 10-4, but Atlanta's going to get a couple of more cracks at it. Here's the 0-1. Bogaerts swings and misses at the curve, strike 2. It'll be Jason Adam in the 8th. Arcia, Harris, and Albies. 9-1-2 coming up. No balls and 2 strikes. Johnson is ready. He'll deal. And Bogaerts takes outside. Pearson, 58 games this year for the Bravos, 6-6 with a 3.67 ERA, couple of saves. On 2 strikes to Bogaerts. Here's the pitch. Xander takes way outside. After he left the Padres, Pierce ended up with his hometown Colorado Rockies. They traded him to the Braves last year. It's been a great landing spot for him. 2-2 to Bogaerts with 2 outs and nobody on. Here's the pitch. Xander swings, hits it in the air to left field. Laureano going back to his left. Now he squares it up, reaches up, and makes a 2-handed catch to end a 1-2-3. Bottom of the 7th inning. On to the 8th at Petco Park. Padres 5, the Braves 2 on the Padres Radio Network.
If you want to go out for a great meal, then you need to try Spiro's Mediterranean cuisine. Spiro's menu is filled with fresh and healthy options and the taste of Mediterranean awesomeness.
Cheers, Insiders. Thanks for hanging out with us today for this MLB playoff game. Please take a minute to go check out our campaign page. We are running our fall drive for Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto. You can click the QR code that's right here on the screen right now, or the link that's pinned in the chat. That's going to take you there, where if you could, make a donation, even if it's just small. If it's big, great. Small is awesome too. It will add up. Look at the amount of people that we have here hanging out with us during these baseball games. Let's make a difference in our community. A portion of our proceeds from Toronto Sports Insider goes donated every single month to this Sick Kids different campaigns. Please take a few minutes to, if you are watching a game and you see an advertiser pop up that you might be interested in, please click it. It does benefit this great campaign that we're running with Sick Kids Hospital as well. Thank you all for being here. Cheers to everybody. Enjoy the rest of the game, and good luck to your team.
With great deals on award-winning Hondas. So stop by your nearest Honda dealer or visit sdhondadealers.com to request your own random act of helpfulness. Follow the San Diego Honda dealers on Facebook and Instagram.
Head to Sin Lee Food for the best liquor selection in San Diego. An incredible array of premium soju, beer, wines, and spirits at unbeatable prices. Raise the bar at your bar with Sin Lee Food. 4665 El Cajon Boulevard, the Cook's Asian Resource.
This is Manny Machado from the San Diego Padres. The Padres play here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3, The Fan.
Top of the 8th inning, 9-1-2 coming up for the Braves. Padres with a 5-2 lead. We'll pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Padres Radio Network.
Join us after the game on MLB Network Radio. We're breaking down the game and taking your calls on Sirius 209 XM 89.
Quinn Jr. and our producer engineer Dave Marcus. I'm Jesse Agler. Padres 5 and the Braves 2 as we open the 8th inning. Jason Adam on to throw for the Padres. Number 9 hitter Orlando Arcia will lead off for Atlanta, 0 for 2 on the night. Struck out in the 3rd, line to left in the 6th. Facing a 3rd different pitcher here tonight. Adams' first pitch is a little bit low. 1 ball and no strikes. That was a first pitch changeup. Adam relieves Tanner Scott, who got 4 outs. Jeremiah Estrada got 2. Brian Hoeing got 4. All of that after Joe Musgrove left in the 4th with an elbow injury. 1-0 pitch, lined into left field. Profar charging towards the line. Gonna have to play it on a hop. And a leadoff single for Orlando Arcia here in the top of the 8th inning.
Got the slider elevated, kind of reached out. Able to drop it in front on the line drive to Jerickson Profar. Leadoff single for the Braves.
Michael Harris II, who has been very productive in the first 2 games of this series, will now stand in. The left-handed batter to face the Padre right-hander Jason Adam. Pitch on the way. Harris swings, sends it in the air, very deep to right center field. Jackson Merrill is back into the gap at the wall. It's going to go. A 2-run homer for Michael Harris II. His 3rd hit of the night, and this is a 1-run game in the top of the 8th.
Fastball up in the zone, and Michael Harris continues to have a wild card series. 2 hits last night, 3 more here tonight, and this one a big one. Cuts the lead to 1 on a 2-run shot to right center field. It's a 5-4 ball game.
Higashioka and the entire infield now going to go out and visit with Jason Adam. That ball was hit a long way out to right center field. Adam, as a Padre, gave up 1 home run in 27 appearances. And now for the first time in the postseason, he appears, and he has given up a home run to Michael Harris. Still nobody out. And the heart of the Brave batting order coming up. Ozzie Albies with Ozuna, Olsen, Soler, all potentially waiting in the wings. 5-4 San Diego here in the top of the 8th. First pitch on the way. Albies checks his swing, takes outside. They appeal, he didn't go. Sure looked like he did. One 1-0 to Albies. Pitch is swung on and missed. 1-1. Adam.
Slow sweeper right there had Albies on ice skates as he swung through it.
One pitch. Albies leans back and takes a fastball way high at 96. 2 balls and a strike. Padres 5, the Braves 4 here in the 8th inning. Two and one. Albies takes and a good backup slider hits the inside corner. That's a called strike. 2-2.
Man, not quite right yet for Adam, but he's gotten the count to 2-2.
Big right-hander working from the first base side of the rubber. 2-2. Albies took a very awkward swing at a sweeper that came in and nearly hit him and bounces it foul toward the on-deck area on the left side.
Again, Albies hitting righty on righty. You can definitely tell that is a factor in this AB.
Now the 2-2. Albies swings, sends it in the air high but not deep to left field. Profar to his left, just waiting on it, and he'll make the catch. Now number 1 in the top of the 8th, and now you got to deal with Marcell Ozuna. Ozuna in his career against Jason Adam, 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts. Padres with a 5-4 lead in the 8th inning. Game 2 of a best-of-3. Padres shut them out last night. First pitch, Ozuna takes, and a sweeper at the top of the zone for a strike, 0-1.
One of those strikeouts came last night as Adam faced him in the 8th. And got him to punch out, looking for a similar result.
Here's the 0-1 pitch, taken high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Padres have their closer Robert Suarez warming, and also left-hander Adrian Morejon. Matt Olson, a left-handed batter, waits on deck. 1-1 the pitch, and Ozuna inside outs it in the air, foul ground first base. That'll come down in the seats. 15th row, first section beyond the Padre dugout. And now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ozuna. Towels are waving here at Petco. 1 out, nobody on. The 1-2 pitch, Ozuna takes low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Biggest crowd in Petco Park history trying to get behind Jason Adams. 2-2 pitch, Ozuna swings and misses, strike 3. Out number 2 here in the 8th.
Just a disgusting changeup, and he presented it so well. He presented it right in the middle of the plate, only to have the bottom fall out for out number 2. Just a perfectly executed pitch to get the out.
And perhaps it is that pitch that is going to earn Jason Adams the opportunity to face Matt Olson with 2 outs. Left-handed hitter. 1-run game, 8th inning. First pitch breaking ball is outside, 1-0. Olson 1 for 3 against him with a double. One-0 pitch. Olson, big swing and a miss. Here's that changeup again.
It's the equalizer against the lefties especially. But just to show you how much confidence he has in it, he just threw it to Ozuna, the right-hander, which you don't see often from right-handed pitchers very often.
1-1, banged on the ground to first base. Deep at first, Solano has it. Long underhand flip to Adam, covering in time, and the inning is over. Braves get 2 on the Harris homer, and after 7.5, it's now the Padres 5 and the Braves 4 on the Padres Radio Network.
Hey, it's Andy Cohen. Are you a pop culture fanatic like us? Then Radio Andy is your ultimate pop culture destination. From news-making interviews, I read that Gronk thought that he was going to be in the movie more.
I wish I was in the NFL more.
The deepest dives, high-intensity moments, the hottest takes,
the biggest stars, and all the drama. I apologize, but I'm not sorry at all. The ultimate pop culture destination, Radio Andy, Sirius XM 102, and on the Sirius XM app.
The $5 meal deal at McDonald's means you get to pick between a McDouble or a McChicken. Then get a small fry, a small drink, and a 4-piece McNuggets. That's a lot of McDonald's for not a lot of money. Get the $5 meal deal today.
Prices and participation may vary for a limited time only.
Embrace La Cultura this Hispanic Heritage Month and discover new sounds from every corner of Latin music with vibrant performances by Jos Favela, Chucho Valdés, y más. Plus, dive into an exclusive limited engagement channel curated by Latin music icon Carlos Vives. Celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month now through October 15th across SiriusXM and the SiriusXM app. Just search Latino.
Join us after the game on MLB Network Radio. We're breaking down the game and taking your calls on Sirius 209 XM 89.
This is Fernando Tatis Jr. You're listening to Padres Baseball on Padres Radio Network.
Bottom of the 8th inning, the Padres will come to bat, trying to add to what is now a 1-run lead over the Atlanta Braves. Padres took a 5-1 advantage in the second inning. They have not scored since. Braves got a homer from Soler in the 5th to make it 5-2. And a 2-run homer from Harris here in the 8th to make it 5-4. And now Atlanta will turn to setup guy Joe Jimenez with their season on the line, trying to keep this thing where it's at. Solano, Cronenworth, and Higashioka coming up for the Padres against the right-hander. Jimenez worked both games of their doubleheader on Monday. First pitch to Solano is a fastball missing outside at 95 miles an hour. 1 ball and no strikes. He threw only 19 pitches, by the way, in those 2 games. Did not throw yesterday, so he's fresh. And Solano lines one softly over to short. Arcia makes the catch. 1 away. Our next game preview is brought to you by Sycuan Casino Resort, the official casino partner of the San Diego Padres. Well, it'll go one of 2 ways. Either here tomorrow against these guys at 4:08, Dylan Cease versus Reynaldo Lopez, or if the Padres win this game, we'll talk to you Saturday night at Dodger Stadium. Cronenworth takes, and a slider for a strike, 0-1. Told you last inning, or in the top of this inning, Suarez and Morejon were throwing in the Padre bullpen. It is now just Robert Suarez. Pitch to Cronenworth is high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jake is 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts, looking for his first hit of the series. Pitch is a check swing liner, foul left side, 1-2. Jimenez, huge strikeout numbers this season, 82 Ks in 68 and 2/3 innings. More appearances than any other Atlanta reliever this season. 1-2. Cronenworth will swing and miss, strike 3. Nasty slider coming down and in. And 2 away in the bottom of the 8th. Today's Slam of the Game is brought to you by Denny's, home of the original Grand Slam. With 20 locations in San Diego, you're never too far. Or a menu loaded with amazing deals all day, every day. How about Kyle Higashioka starting that 5-run rally in the 2nd with his 2nd home run in as many at-bats. Back in inning number 2. First pitch this time, and Higashioka takes outside.
It's hard to imagine where the Padres would be without Kyle. He has been phenomenal, not only in this series, but really all season long.
He has become a fan favorite almost overnight, and he sends this one deep but foul down the left field line. How many times this year have we seen Higashioka send one deep and foul down the left field line? And so often it seemed, almost improbably, he would turn one around and hit it out. Pitch outside, 2-1.
Talked a lot about the hitting coaches, Victor Rodriguez, and his calm demeanor, never panicking.
2-1. Higashioka takes, and a slider outside, ball 3. Luis Arraez waiting on deck. Braves, by the way, have Soler, Laureano, and Urshela in the 9th. Crowd has come back alive with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. 3-1. Higashioka takes, way outside, ball 4. Well, I guess who could blame Joe Jimenez for not wanting any piece of Kyle Higashioka?
Well, in the Padres' big inning in the 2nd, it started with 2 outs.
And now Arraez coming up against a guy he has seen quite a bit from his NL East days.
4 for 9, 444 hitter against Jimenez.
Higashioka held it first by Olsen. First pitch. And Arraez takes at the knees, a slider for strike 1. Good pitch. (5-4) Padres with a runner on first, 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. 0-1. Jimenez deals, and Arraez takes low. 1-1 to the Padre DH, who's 2 for 4 tonight. Singled his first 2 times. Grounded to Olsen his last 2 times. 1-1. Here's the pitch. And Arraez rips it foul down the right field side, 1-2.
A bit out in front of the slider there. Hits it hard, but hooks it foul. Count moves to 1-2.
Arise will use his timeout. Now ready to go. Jimenez ready. Long pause. The 1-2. Arise swing, sends it in the air to center field and deep. Harris is going back onto the warning track. He's got room, and he makes the catch to end the inning. We will head to the 9th at Petco Park in a one-run game. Robert Suarez coming in with the Padres ahead 5-4. Soler, Laureano, and Urshela to bat on the Padres radio network.
I was so excited when I heard the sandwich was back. What's up? This is Mike.
And this is Celia.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich
is the symphony of flavors. You can always count on that crispy, tender, juicy chicken. It's so good.
My favorite part is the pimento cheese. Topped off with the honey, it all comes together perfectly. I like the original.
I like the spicy chicken fillet. But either way,
you're getting a winner.
The Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich is back with a bite. Try it with the original or spicy filet, now for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Have you been injured in a car or motorcycle accident? Padilla Law Group is the trusted San Diego injury law firm. Padilla Law Group is a father-son firm with more than 65 years of experience educating and advising clients of their rights and winning personal injury cases. PadillaLawGroup.com.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It takes a lot to prepare for game day as a dedicated fan, and preparing the perfect tailgate meal might be most important of all. That's why Hellmann's Real Mayonnaise is the MVP. Hellmann's Mayonnaise is the secret to bring out the rich and creamy taste to all your game day dishes, from buffalo chicken dip to your favorite sub sandwich and everything in between. So give it a try, and mayo game day be delicious with Hellmann's Real Mayonnaise. Shop at your local Walmart, Kroger, or grocery store, and add some extra deliciousness to your game day dishes this football season.
Hi, this is Kyle Higashioka. You're listening to Padres Baseball on the Padres Radio Network.
All right, here we go. Top of the 9th inning at Petco. Padres with a 5-4 lead. They are 3 outs away from advancing to the National League Division Series. Game 1 would be at Dodger Stadium on Saturday night, but with the slimmest of margins. The Padres will see Soler leading off. He has already homered tonight. Ramon Laureano scheduled second. Gio Urshela hit third, and obviously Brian Snitker of the Braves has his entire bench available to him if he thinks he's got a matchup. Their only left-handed option off the bench, by the way, is Jared Kelnick. Soler had a base hit against Suarez last night, the only hit that Robert allowed in a scoreless 9th inning as the Padres won that game 4-0. Very different vibe right now. First pitch, check swing, and a foul ball right side, 0-1. Kind of an accidental offer there from Soler. Soler 1 out of 2 tonight with the home run. He has also walked and grounded to third. Biggest crowd in Petco Park history on their feet, waving their golden towels. The 0-1, Soler takes way high. Fastball at 101 from Robert Suarez. And you certainly understand he might have a little bit of extra juice out there. Soler 1 out of 2 against Suarez in his career. The base hit, as we said, was here last night. 1-1 the pitch. Soler takes low, 2 balls and a strike. Suarez threw just 8 pitches in a scoreless 9th last night. Tardo grounded out to end the game. Manny made that unbelievable play deep at third base. 2-1 to Soler. Suarez delivers and a swing and a miss. Elevated heater in 99 for strike 2. Power versus power, and Suarez got that fastball beyond Jorge Soler. The Padre closer is set. Here's the 2-2. Taken a little bit outside. Oh, looked good. Higashioka kind of stabbed at it and brought it back, and they don't get the call. It's 3-2. The robots would have said strike 3. Now the payoff pitch. Soler swings, lines it into center. Merrill in. Now he's got to go back. Jackson on the move. Reaches up and makes the catch. 1 away. A rare misread in center by Merrill, but he makes the catch. And 1 down here in the 9th. Jackson took 2 or 3 big steps in, then had to race back and lunge up. Here's Ramon Laureano, 0 for 3 on the night with a couple of strikeouts. First pitch, swing and a miss. Laureano reached on a fielder's choice in the 9th inning against Suarez last night. That was his first career at bat against the Padre closer. 0-1. Laureano takes, and the fastball low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Padres 5, Braves 4, 1 out, nobody on in the 9th. Padres trying to sweep Atlanta and send themselves to LA. Here's the 1-1. Laureano takes just a little bit inside. Looked good, didn't get the call. And now 2-1. That was the changeup from Suarez. Much has been discussed about Robert Suarez's pitch mix as of late. Here's the 2-1. Laureano takes low, 3 balls and a strike. Urshela due next. He is in the on-deck area. Suarez is set at the belt. 3-1. Here's the pitch. Laureano, defensive swing, able to foul it back on the ground behind home plate. And now a full count, 3-2. Ran a nasty sinker in on the right-handed batter and just kind of fought it off. Three and 2. Here's the pitch. Laureano fights it off and fouls it back to the screen. Suarez got Soler to line to center. Now he is battling Laureano. This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat. 5-4 Padres in the 9th. 3-2. Here's the pitch. Laureano swings. It's a ground ball slowly to third. Manny charges. He's got it. Throw to first in time. And 2 down here in the 9th. Urshela appears to have been called back. And I think that is Travis d'Arnaud, who grounded out to end the game last night against Suarez. Step into the bat. So Brian Snitker will play a card. That at bat last night, by the way, d'Arnaud's only career at bat against Robert Suarez. Urshela had never faced him, so it's not so much about any kind of personal history. It's just he wants to get one of his better hitters up there. d'Arnaud's got pop. He is dangerous from a power perspective. That's got to be in play as well. Urshela hit 4 home runs in 36 games as a Brave this year after coming over from the Guardians. d'Arnaud 15 home runs in 99 games. d'Arnaud had a 4th inning double last night. That was their only extra base hit in game 1. Quick mound visit to go over the scouting report. It has concluded. Padres are an out away from advancing. $47,705 on their feet. d'Arnaud swings at the first pitch, pops it up, foul ground first base. Up the line, Higashioka makes the catch, tumbles over Solano. He held on. The game is over, and it's on to Los Angeles. The Padres have swept the Atlanta Braves in the Wild Card Series, and they will play Game 1 of the NLDS at Dodger Stadium on Saturday night. Absolutely nothing routine about the final out here tonight. It was a pop-up, but it was not very high. And so you had Suarez, the pitcher, Higashioka, the catcher, Solano, the first baseman, all converging in foul ground about midway between home and first. Higashioka made the catch, kind of bumped into, then tumbled over Solano, but held onto the baseball to win the game. Padres are congratulating one another on the infield grass to the right of the mound. Fairly muted, fairly businesslike, but they're going to be popping bottles down in that clubhouse before you know it. Tony will make his way down, and we will have live celebration coverage from the Padre clubhouse here tonight. 5-4 over Atlanta. Padres got 5 in the second inning. There were 2 outs. Nobody was on base. And Higashioka hit a home run that kick-started a rally that included a 2-run double from Machado, a 2-run triple by Merrill. And the Padres went ahead 5-1. The Braves got all the way to 5-4, but Robert Suarez, a 1-2-3. Top of the 9th inning to close it out, earn a postseason save, and send the Padres to the next round of the 2024 postseason. We'll take a break, come back, we'll have the totals, and before you know it, Tony Gwynn Jr. in a poncho live from the Padre clubhouse. Don't go anywhere as these fans are ready for round 2. More coverage when we come back on the Padres Radio Network.
Each month, Dixie Line's in-home mailer features pages and pages full of savings, hot deals, rebates, and gift card with purchase promotions. Dixie Line's in-home mailers are loaded with Dixie Line discounts on interior and exterior paint and stains, tools and hardware, lighting, patio furniture, shade covers and umbrellas, yard and garden tools, plant food, and a lot more. Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers, a trusted name for over 100 years, helping San Diego fix it, build it, and enjoy it.
Attention San Diego! Are you ready for a fun, action-packed 2025 season with the San Diego Legion? Whether you're a seasoned rugby fan or completely new to the game, you're guaranteed a thrilling, one-of-a-kind experience. From tailgating to live music, free giveaways to interactive clinics. Give San Diego Legion Rugby a try, but be prepared to get hooked. Grab your season tickets now at
Hey, you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. The one that's listening to the MLB wildcard game with us. Please hit that subscribe button and help this awesome community grow. We are trying to do as much sports as possible, but of course, we're the home of all of the Toronto sports live events. So please help our group of Toronto sports fans continue to grow. Hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell so you don't miss it when we go live for every single MLB playoff game this season. Thank you for hitting that subscribe button. Thanks for making that sub counter keep on going up. We're shooting for 50K. Let's get there. We need your help. Thank you. Now let's get back to the chat. Good luck to your team. Hope they win.
Wash. Wow. For all-day freshness.
Hi, this is Jackson Merrill. You're listening to Padres Baseball on the Padres Radio Network.
Final score here tonight in Game 2 of the Wild Card Series. The Padres 5 and the Braves 4. Padres advance to the National League Division Series. They have put on the celebratory T-shirts. They are brown. It says October Ready in white on the front. And boy, what a game here tonight. Braves made it wildly interesting. But the Padres had just enough offense and just enough pitching-wise to squeak out of this thing with a 5-4 win and sweep the best-of-3 series. It is, by the way, the first sweep the Padres have ever had in their postseason history. 2 out of 3, but still, it was a sweep. And so a little bit of that here tonight. Tony is getting ready down in the home clubhouse here at Petco Park. We will have extended live celebration coverage coming up. Team has not even yet made their way back into the clubhouse. They are celebrating on the field. Remember, the first clinching celebration here in 2024 was that great triple play and on the road at Dodger Stadium. So a chance here to kind of linger on the field a little bit longer in front of these fans and celebrate with the faithful. And you better believe the Padres are fighting for them here in October of 2024. So stick with us. As I said, we will have very long, extended celebration coverage from the Padre clubhouse. If you missed any of these in 22 or you weren't with us at Dodger Stadium last week, Tony just does a brilliant job down in the clubhouse, grabbing all the key players and putting together some really great on-the-spot live interviews. So we've got that for you coming up in just a few minutes. Team is still out on the field here, mostly on the grass to the right of the mound, kind of between the pitcher's mound and first base. And here's what we know now. The Padres' next game will be Saturday night at Dodger Stadium. First pitch scheduled for 5:38. And there you go, NLDS in 2024 as it was in 2022 beginning at Dodger Stadium. Don't know if we'll see any geese, but you don't know anything in the playoffs, and we'll wait and see what it has in store for us. Let's do the totals here in this game. Padres, 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors. They left 8 guys on base. The Braves, 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors. They left 3. Brian Hoeing came in for the injured Joe Musgrove, who, by the way, is on the field for the celebration and smiling. Hoeing gets the win. He's 1-0. Max Fried, 2 innings, allowed all 5 runs, and he's hit with the loss, 0-1. Robert Suarez, his first save of the postseason. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 45 minutes in front of the largest crowd in Petco Park history, 47,705. Just saw Joe kind of tipping his cap and blowing kisses up to the stands, I'm sure to his parents and his sisters who are here pretty much every time he starts. And hopefully the news better rather than worse in terms of Joe's elbow. But the moment right now is all about the celebration, and the team is out on the pitcher's mound now posing for that celebratory photograph. Manny is in the middle. Luis Arai sitting right behind him with his arms kind of draped over Manny's shoulders. Kyle Higashioka is front and center as well, as he should be. 2 home runs for Kyle Higashioka in this wild card series. You never quite know what you're going to get from whom in the postseason. All right, as we said, much, much, much more to come. You do not want to go anywhere. Padre Baseball has been a presentation of Odyssey and the Padres Radio Network. Our producer-engineer, Dave Marcus. Studio coordinator, Frank Marchese. For Tony Gwynn Jr., I'm Jesse Agler, reminding you to join us Saturday night for Game 1 of the NLDS at Dodger Stadium. First pitch at 5:38. Stay tuned. Live celebration coverage with Tony Gwynn Jr. when we return on the Padres Radio Network.
Don't miss a top-of-the-table clash from Italy's Serie A this weekend on Sirius XM FC.
Lautaro Martinez, and now Di Marco, inter-level.
The defending champs host the early season darlings as Inter Milan takes on Torino.
Lifts it, Zapata! It's 2-0 to Torino!
It's Inter versus Torino in the Serie A Game of the Week. Coverage begins Saturday at 2:45 p.m. Eastern on Sirius XM FC 157 and streaming on the Sirius XM app.
Hi, this is Chris from Coldplay. Coldplay Radio has returned.
For the release of their new album, Moon Music. And an exclusive SiriusXM listener-only performance from Brooklyn.
You know I love you so. Our music, our influences, and the music we love. Coldplay Radio.
Now for a limited time, Channel 17, or listen at home with the SiriusXM app.
What's up, college football fans? It's Eric McLean and Kelly Gramlich here from Gramlich and McLean. Wake up with us every single morning on SiriusXM Channel 371.
Join us each day at 7 a.m. to get the most in-depth ACC football coverage. We're giving you post-game recaps, player and coach interviews, as well as picks for your favorite team each and every week.
Coast-to-coast coverage every single day. It's football season, baby. Let's go.
Gramlich and McLean, weekday mornings beginning at 7 a.m. Eastern on ACC Radio, SiriusXM Channel 371.
Feel the thrill of the Premier League on Sirius XM FC.
Arsenal running riot. A quick fire double from Chelsea.
Hear every pulse-pounding moment.
Haaland scores the hat-trick. Brilliant left foot strike by Salah. What a goal by Marcus Rashford.
From the world's most exciting league.
Absolutely glorious from Tottenham Hotspur. Manchester United turn it round.
All on your radio home for the beautiful game.
If you like soccer, you are in the right place.
The Premier League lives on Sirius XM FC 157 and the all-new Sirius XM app.
The NASCAR Cup Series is on Sirius XM. Let's go, we're back on the track Sunday,
1 p.m. Eastern.
It's the Yellowwood 500 from Talladega Superspeedway.
Checker flag, baby. Yeah.
On Sirius XM NASCAR Radio Channel 90 in the car and on the all-new Sirius XM app. Yeah. Get closer to everything that moves you wherever you are with the Sirius XM app.
Let's make some smoke and drink some beer. Yeah.
Why not Washington? Right now, they look like the best team in the NFC East.
When it happens in the NFL, we're reacting to it on Sirius XM NFL Radio.
The thing I do know about the Chiefs, Andy Reid is one of the best head coaches and play callers in the game.
Get closer to the game with interviews with players, coaches, and executives.
Eagles running back Saquon Barkley.
I look at all the great backs. I want to be aligned with those type of guys.
From the field to the front office, nobody covers the game like Sirius XM NFL Radio, Channel 88.
Hi, this is Will Arnett from Smartless, a podcast I do with my pals Sean Hayes and Jason Bateman, with special guests from Howard Stern, Trevor Noah, David Beckham, Kelly Clarkson, to a few presidents. It's an unscripted, unrehearsed, but hopefully not unprepared podcast. We'll cover topics like doing limbo for self-esteem, skydiving hungover to world affairs. And now, you can hear every new episode a full week early on the SiriusXM app. Just search Smartless to join the fun.
Join us after the game on MLB Network Radio. We're breaking down the game and taking your calls on Sirius 209 XM 89.
Find out what channel your team is playing on by going to SiriusXM.com/sports.
Don't miss a statement game in the Premier League on Sirius XM FC. Aston Villa continue to prove they are amongst the best in England.
Oh my goodness me! John Duran with a 35-yard wallop.
But Manchester United are determined to protect Old Trafford.
Oh, it's been put in, would you believe it, by Marcus Rashford.
Aston Villa, Manchester United, Sunday morning at 9 Eastern on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app.
Saturday night is MLS night on Sirius XM FC. First, reigning MVP Lucho Acosta leads FC Cincinnati against Orlando City.
Acosta! Oh my goodness!
Then the Seattle Sounders head to Colorado to take on the Rapids.
Navajo delivers 2-1 Colorado.
It's an MLS doubleheader starting Saturday night at 7:30 Eastern on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app. Friday night is NWSL night on Sirius XM FC. Hear the biggest stars in women's soccer square off in the final push for the playoffs.
Smith again, and she's got two.
Then on Monday, Heather O'Reilly and Lori Lindsay are recapping it all on Played In.
These next couple of months are really critical. It's crunch time.
No one is covering the NWSL like Sirius XM FC, channel 157, and streaming on the Sirius XM app.
Find out what channel your team is playing on by going to SiriusXM.com/sports.
Fortune. Hey, Chris Ello here. Try Spiro's Mediterranean cuisine. Spiro's menu filled with fresh and healthy options, and they're all reasonably priced. Quality bites, family friendly, and the taste of Mediterranean awesomeness. Bring your appetite to Spiro's and leave with money in your pocket. Spiro's in Coronado at the ferry landing, downtown La Jolla. For dining, takeout, and catering options, make sure you visit spiroscuisine.com.
Welcome to the Padres Postgame Show on the Padres Radio Network. Coming up, we'll deliver a full recap of today's game, including highlights from the biggest moments. We'll take a trip down to the manager's office to hear from Mike Schilt. Plus, we'll bring you scores from around Major League Baseball.
The Padres postgame show starts now on the Padres Radio Network.
47,705 on their feet. Darno swings at the first pitch, hops it up, foul ground first base. Up the line, Higashioka makes the catch, tumbles over Solano. He held on. The game is over, and it's on to Los Angeles. The Padres have swept the Atlanta Braves in the Wild Card Series, and they will play Game 1 of the NLDS at Dodger Stadium on Saturday night. That is how it ended, and so much more to the story than what took place at the end of the top of the ninth inning. Welcome back to Petco Park. Jesse Agler, Tony Gwynn Jr., our producer-engineer Dave Marcus, Frank Marchese back in the studios, and celebration coverage live from downtown. Tony is down in the Padre clubhouse as Mike Schilt gets ready to address his team. Mike obviously will speak to the group. He will pop his champagne bottle, and then the celebration is on down in the home clubhouse here at Petco. Tony has a wireless microphone, the height of technology that Dave has put together, and he'll be wandering around the clubhouse talking to different players live on the air. So if you're leaving the ballpark or you're driving around town on this Wednesday evening, stay with us. Got a lot of great stuff coming up as Tony has put on his poncho and is down in the clubhouse. As seeing it now, Mike Schilt has pretty much just wrapped up what he's got to say. It looks like a couple of the Padres also are speaking, the players. I see Fernando shaking up a bottle of champagne. He does not want to wait much longer, but the celebration about to be on in the home clubhouse here at Petco as the Padres beat the Braves 5-4 and sweep this best-of-3 series. It got off to an interesting start tonight. The Braves, desperate obviously with their backs against the wall, kind of manufactured a run in the top of the first inning. They took a 1-0 lead. Padres in the bottom of the first looked like they were primed. Bases loaded, nobody out, but they did not score. So the Pods were still down 1-0 when they came to bat in the bottom of the second inning. And in a complete inverse moment from what we saw in the first, the Padres had the bases empty with 2 outs. So remember, in the first, bases loaded, nobody out, they didn't score. Second inning, bases empty, 2 outs, and Kyle Higashioka, who had homered in the 8th inning last night, homered with 2 down in the second. That tied the game at 1, and that broke the seal. The Padres would just keep on hitting. At one point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight 2-out hits to bring home 5 runs as the Padres jumped out to a 5-1 lead. You had the Higashioka homer, a 2-run double by Machado, and then the one that really sent this place into a frenzy, a 2-run triple by Jackson Merrill. So the Padres had a 5-1 lead. The Braves got 1 in the 5th on a home run by Jorge Soler. That made it 5-2. In the 8th, Michael Harris II, who has had a great series for the Braves, hit a 2-run homer. That made it 5-4. And in the 9th inning, the Padres called on Robert Suarez, and he threw a 1-2-3 9th to send this place into bedlam as the Padres swept the series. Bottles have been popped down in the clubhouse. Beer and champagne is spraying everywhere, and the celebration now officially underway here in downtown San Diego as the Padres have advanced to the National League Division Series. Tony is standing by, and as these guys celebrate down there, he'll be grabbing as many players, coaches, the manager, whoever he can to discuss what took place here tonight, and of course, just as importantly, what comes next for the Padres. Game 1 of the Division Series will be at Dodger Stadium on Saturday night, 5:38 p.m. Will it be Dylan Cease? Will it be Michael King? Will it be Yu Darvish? Who knows? We'll obviously have to wait and see. But the moment now is celebratory. Great also to see Joe Musgrove with a big smile celebrating with his teammates. Remember, he left this game in the 4th inning with what the Padres called right elbow tightness. And hopefully, that bone spur that he's been pitching with this year just kind of flared up on him, and it's nothing beyond that. We'll get as much information as we can, I'm sure, in the hours and days ahead. And who knows, maybe Tony will be able to grab Joe down in the clubhouse as well. Great scene in the clubhouse. Everything you dream of, everything you expect, with the champagne and the beer flowing freely. We'll take a break. When we come back, we will check in with Tony, who is live in the middle of the champagne bubbles. Padres beat the Braves 5-4. Don't go anywhere. Celebration coverage continues on the Padres Radio Network.
Hey guys, Woodsy here. EcoWater SoCal just nabbed the 2024 Better Business Bureau Torch Award for Ethics, and they're marking 100 years with free in-home water tests. Your tap water could slowly be damaging your home and your health. We're talking about the water that's 60% of your body. We're talking about what your kids drink, what your pets drink. Don't wait another day. Call 760-350-3338 or go to EcoWaterSoCal.com. EcoWater SoCal, transforming water for a century. Tell them your old pal Woodsy sent you. Your water should be perfect.
This pitching change brought to you by Cask & Coast Premium California Bourbon, San Diego's award-winning craft bourbon, smooth and flavorful. Winner of 4 gold medals. Cask & Coast, harvested in the heartland, crafted in California, enjoyed everywhere. Visit caskandcoast.com.
Keep the Major League winning going all postseason long at Valley View Casino and Hotel when you join the most generous Players Club in Southern California at Valley View Casino and Hotel. Join and receive over $100 in free instant offers to enjoy at San Diego's favorite casino. No strings attached. Signing up for the Players Club is always quick, easy, and free. So visit valleyviewcasino.com to learn more today. That's valleyviewcasino.com.
This pitching change brought to you by the Grilling Store at Hillcrest Ace Hardware on University Avenue in Hillcrest, where you can find all the best brands for outdoor cooking, plus a knowledgeable staff. The Grilling Store at Hillcrest Ace Hardware, where service still matters.
Back at Petco Park, Padres are celebrating in the home clubhouse as the beer and the champagne continues to flow quite freely. Tony Gwynn Jr. is down there in the midst of the craziness, and Tony is no rookie. He's got a poncho on, hopefully some goggles as well, and he will be grabbing different Padre players and figures of note as the Padres celebrate the sweep of the Atlanta Braves in the National League Wild Card Series. Game 1 of the NLDS will be at Dodger Stadium Saturday at 5:38 p.m., and we'll send it downstairs to Tony Gwynn Jr., standing with the architect of the best offense in baseball here in 2024.
Thank you, Jesse. I'm down here right now with Padres hitting coach Victor Rodriguez. Victor, I know personally from talking to you and talking to these guys, you're kind of the architect of this Petco Park hitting. They executed it all season long. They got through to this wild card series, and they just continue. Talk a little bit about helping these guys achieve and get to this point where they are now.
Well, we talked about that from the beginning. It takes a big group to buy into it and trust and believe, and I think this group did it from first day. And you see it throughout the season, and now you see it throughout the playoffs. So that's what we're thinking. We're looking forward for the next series and continue to do what we've done all year.
You know, a lot of times you get into the playoffs, things start to change a little bit. Our guys try to do a little bit more. How are you able to keep these guys kind of relaxed and just continue to do the same thing you guys have been doing all year?
I think because we did that from day one. We talk about scoring one more run than the other team and executing situational hitting. That's how you win more games in the playoffs. So the way we play right now is something that we did for 162 games. So we don't have to change, continue to do it.
In the beginning of May, you guys go out, you make a move for Luis Arraez. You insert him in the top of the lineup. How much has he meant, not just being at the top of the lineup, but for the rest of the guys through the order?
Yeah, because he brought everything that we believe. He brought a guy that can hit line drive, base hit, and use the field. And that's what we preach. We need to get on base to score runs. And Arraez was the perfect example of that.
A guy like Kyle Gashioka came into the year. He started off slow, continued to keep working at it. You see him have the success in this wild card series. How happy does that make you to see a guy who was struggling at the beginning of the year, but really turn it on as you're getting doused right now? I hope you're enjoying this.
Well, I got to tell you, Iggy is a guy that worked hard, and my experience of playing against him against the Yankees, I know he had the ability to hit the ball out of the park. So what we're seeing is what he does. And I'm happy for him because he became big all year.
Well, Victor, you guys got another tough series ahead. Enjoy the moment while you can, and we so much appreciate you out here in San Diego.
Oh, well, I'm telling you, it's a bless to come here. I didn't know what to expect, and I knew we had a team that compete and got a chance to play in the playoff, and this is what we have. So I'm very happy and excited about it.
Enjoy yourself, my friend.
Thank you.
Victor Rodriguez, sending it back up to you guys.
All right, Tony, thank you very much. And, Victor Rodriguez walked in as the, 300th hitting coach in Padre history. And from day one said, this is the way we're going to do it. That is easy to do. But to get the buy-in, to get the belief from the players, that is a far more difficult task. And it is something that, as Victor said, he got on day one. That tells you everything you need to know about Victor Rodriguez, the coach, and Victor Rodriguez, the man, because not only have the Padres bought into everything that he has preached and coached, but they have executed it at the highest of levels here in 2024. For the first time in franchise history, the Padres had the highest batting average of any team in baseball. And we saw it on display here tonight, that pass the baton mentality in the 5-run second inning all year long. Padres had big innings that seemed to be enough. 47 times this year they scored 4 or more runs in an inning, most in baseball. And again here tonight, kind of fittingly, they went out and got it done with one big inning. 5 runs in the bottom of the second against Max Fried. A rally that began with 2 outs and nobody on base. Remarkable. Padres 5-4 over the Atlanta Braves. Tony is down in the Padre clubhouse amidst the celebration and will continue to bring us interviews. Unfortunately, there was one other storyline here tonight. That was Joe Musgrove departing this game with 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning. Joe appeared to be kind of shaking out his right arm as he walked out. We'll have an update on that in a moment, but first downstairs to the guy who led the way offensively in this series, standing by with Tony.
Thank you, Jesse. Standing here with Kyle Gashioka. Kyle, big game tonight. This team certainly needed your offense yesterday and today. Just talk a little bit about how you're feeling right now. You talked a little bit about it before the game, about just being a contributor to the ball club. You did that in a major way tonight.
I'm just trying to put together, decent at-bats and not trying to do too much at the plate and, choking up a little bit just to make sure that I don't try to get too big. But, luckily I caught a couple on the barrel, but I think it's just, I'm just glad to be helping the team win.
With all due respect, I don't think any of this is luck after watching a full season of it. I mean, you and I talked early in the year. You talked a little bit about a golf adjustment that you made, and it seemingly has got you locked in through the rest of the year. How have you been able to maintain that throughout the course of the season into the playoffs?
Yeah, I had a few good months in the middle, and then late in the season I was kind of struggling a little bit, and I think that last series against the Dodgers, I really was able to kind of lock back in and start feeling good going into the playoffs, which is when it counts.
I think you might have had the biggest catch of the night when you saw Joe out there not looking right. He got back on that bump and was getting ready to throw another pitch. You ran out there immediately. You noticed something was going on with him. Just talk about what you saw from your standpoint that had you go out there in the first place.
His stuff started to deteriorate a little bit, and it's just, I could see it in his face. He was struggling. I probably should have gone out there a pitch or two earlier, but I think we were both hoping he could just get through that hitter and get out of the inning, but I couldn't let it go on any longer.
Well, you guys got another big series coming up here against Los Angeles. I think by now you know what that series means to this city. You guys are going to have fun tonight, and then it's back to business, right?
Yeah, definitely. We know the job's very far from being completed, so we're going to enjoy tonight, but we're going to be ready to go out next series in LA and take it to them.
Enjoy yourself, my friend.
Thanks, Tony.
Padre catcher Kyle Higashioka with Tony Gwynn Jr. live down in the clubhouse. Multiple teammates of Kyle's today and Mike Schilt were asked, have they ever seen Kyle Higashioka smile? Everybody said, well, yeah, but he's pretty stoic. You heard it there. Joe Musgrove is live with Tony Gwynn Jr.
I'm here with Joe Musgrove, and Joe, obviously there's a million people out here hoping that you're all right. Just tell us how you're feeling right now.
Yeah, I feel a lot better now. Physically I felt better. I do feel like I got out of there in time to, hopefully able to patch this thing up and get back out there before postseason's over. So
I told Kyle Higashioka I thought he might have had the best catch, not allowing you to throw that next pitch as he ran out, because it certainly looked like you were about to throw another pitch, despite feeling how you were feeling. What is it like to have a teammate be able to know you just from your body language?
Yeah, I was out there kind of hoping he would notice and come get me. I really wanted to finish that inning and get out of there clean and be able to, come out during the game. I got to wear this one. I think honestly it was the best thing that he came out and got me. I feel like I was a few throws away from putting myself out. So, I would have loved to stay out there, but I feel like it's probably the best move for me and the team. I don't know how good my stuff would have been carrying on.
Your bullpen came in, held it down for you despite your injury. What has it meant to have guys really do that all season long, whether it's for you or anybody else out there?
That's what we talk about, the confidence in this team. It's like everyone's got their own version of confidence, but it's really the confidence in one another in the group. Like I felt completely confident leaving that game and knowing the bullpen would pick me up. Obviously I hate to put Hoeing in that spot and put the innings on the bullpen, but with a lead like that and a chance to clinch today, we felt pretty good about our odds.
I'm not going to hold you too long, man. Go enjoy yourself, get patched up, and hopefully we see you in L.A.
Sure. Appreciate you, bro.
All right, that was Joe Musgrove who started this game, 3 2/3. You heard it from both Joe and from Kyle Higashioka. Clearly something not right. Wanted so badly to finish that inning. He could not. Joe had also said to some reporters a few minutes ago he'll get some imaging done on the elbow tomorrow. And, quote, I'll do whatever I got to do to get back out there at some point. So hopefully that will be the case. Downstairs once again, Tony standing by with the kid.
Yes, I'm here with the kid, Jackson Merrill. I mean, at this point, nothing you do seems to surprise us. You seem to step up to every moment that's there for you. Just talk about playing in your first postseason and balling at the same time.
I mean, when fans come to watch you, I feel like that's a sign you got to do as best you can. You got to get it all out for them, and we got an amazing crowd here every single time.
I got to ask you a little bit about your defense in center field, because at least from up top, I've noticed the last month, your route running is getting crispier and cleaner. Are you finally starting to feel comfortable patrolling center field?
I was, and then when our crowd is at the top of their lungs in the ninth and I can't hear the sound, I'm like, all right, damn. Because I thought that was a chopper. I thought he hit in the ground and went straight up, and then I was like, oh no, I gotta go get this. But as soon as I see it, it's in the air, it's gotta be mine, I gotta go get it.
That's been your attitude all year. I mean, at the plate right now, you're dialed in, it seems like, hitting the ball all over the field. This was not an easy matchup in terms of the pitching you guys saw, but once again, this lineup 1 through 9, it's deep. Just talk about having those type of guys in front of and behind you.
Yeah, I mean, we only had 1 in 1 inning with 5 runs, so it was cool to the 2-out knocks just pile up, pass the baton and just try and get a run across every single time. So when we're not trying to do too much, that's when we're at our best.
That's been your model since the first day we talked in Korea. It's continued throughout the rest of this team. One of the things that I think I get a chance to see and that folks get a chance to see is your passion for this game. No matter what the situation is, you seem to be always carrying a high energy. Just talk, is that part of who you are and your role on this team?
In my opinion, in my point of view, it's baseball, and once that at-bat is over, or once that play is over, you don't get it back. So you got to give 100% at every single play, every single pitch you see, all of it. You got to lock it in, That's how you got to play the game, and if you're not locked in, then you shouldn't be playing it.
Big matchup coming up.
Yeah.
Crosstown rival in the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah, it's going to be loud. It's going to be loud. It's going to be a battle, but, I'm confident in our guys.
Enjoy yourself, my friend.
Let's go. Come on.
All right, Tony Gwynn Jr. live in the Padre Clubhouse. Much, much more to come. We're going to pause only 10 seconds now for station identification on the Padres Radio Network.
KWFN-FM and KWFN-HD1 San Diego.
This is Joe Musgrove. You're listening to Padres Baseball on the Padres Radio Network.
An Odyssey Sports Station.
Padres sweep the Atlanta Braves 2-0 in this 2024 Wild Card Series. 11 more wins needed in this postseason if the Padres are to be World Series champions. Obviously the goal, and step one is done. On to L.A. and the Division Series, which will begin on Saturday night at Dodger Stadium. Tony down in the clubhouse live, standing by with number 23.
I'm with 23 right now, Toddy. I mean, you hear the saying often that certain guys are built for the big moment. It certainly seems like you're one of those guys. Playing in the first postseason. All right, I just got doused there. Toddy, playing in your first postseason with a full boat of people in this building. It just seems like you're made for this. 3 knocks today, you come in, big homer yesterday. Just talk about how you enjoy being on this big stage, big moments.
Man, that's what we're built for. This is what we work for so hard. Moments like this, you can't take it for granted every single pitch. Man, I just love this environment, the fans showing up. The quality of fans that we have is just through the roof. I love every single one of them. And man, I just want to show up for them and show them what I really got in this special moment.
You came back off the IL. It took a couple weeks for you to get your rhythm back. But I noticed today they couldn't get you to chase anything off the plate away. They couldn't get it in enough on you. Do you feel like when you're not chasing that pitch, it's trouble for any pitcher you're facing?
Definitely. When I'm making decisions like that on the plate, man, I'm just one of the toughest out there, hands down. And, just keep bringing that right approach, that right mentality to the plate, and just keep passing the baton to the guy behind me. Just find the way how to play the game the right way.
That's been the motto of this lineup really all year long. You guys don't try to do too much. You take what the pitcher's giving you. You guys are multifaceted offense. You beat them yesterday with the homers. Today you string together 6 straight hits. Just talk about the versatility of this offense.
Yes, the versatility, like you mentioned. We have shown up that we can get 6 hits, 7 hits, 8 hits in a row. Man, and we are confident that we can do that. Doesn't matter who's on the mound. We're going to give them a tough time. We're going to grind our bats. Man, and we're just going to find a way how to do it.
2 more from me. When you saw Joe kind of laboring out there on the mound and the training staff comes out, what's going through your mind at that point?
Man, it's tough. Joe is one of the key players over here. I know he'll give everything that he has on moments like this. Man, and just, injuries are definitely part of this game, and we just need to find a way how to take cover of it. But, man, we're deep. We have players over here that can step up. Players that step up all year. Man, we're just not afraid. We're not afraid of what's going to happen out there.
Victor Rodriguez, your hitting coach, comes in this year, and it seems like he changed the perspective of all of you guys in there. How much has he meant to this ball club on the offensive end?
Man, he's been huge. He's definitely one of the biggest keys of this offense, what we have accomplished this year. He has preached what we have done this year, especially in the ballpark that we are in Petco Park. Everybody knows how he plays. And we practice for that. We practice to it. And we're definitely having results, and we're putting the work to do it that way.
You're going up north here, a couple hours to start this series on Saturday against the Dodgers. I think everybody knows that's one of the teams you perform really well against. Are you? I know you're looking forward to it, but just talk about this matchup you guys got coming up this weekend.
Definitely looking forward for it. Everybody knows what I can do in that ballpark, but still, this is baseball. We still got to go with the right mentality, right approach to the plate. Man, and it's playoff. Anything can happen, but we have a special group over here. We're coming. They know we're coming. And we're going to play one of the highest level of baseball out there.
It's pretty turnt in here. Why don't you go enjoy yourself, my man?
I will, my brother.
Tony Gwynn Jr. with Fernando Tatis Jr. live in the Padre clubhouse. It sounds plenty turnt. It certainly does. 5-4 Padres over the Braves here tonight, and Tony is now standing by with the skipper.
I'm with the big architect, Mike Schilt, here, manager of the Padres. Mike, just tell me a little bit what you're feeling. I know there's still plenty of work to go, but this has got to feel pretty good.
Feels really good. We can't do work in the future if we didn't get to this point. So great job, good series. It was a good ball game. They came right back at us. They score, we get the 5 spot, and He kept taking good at bat, chipping away. We'll see what's going on with Joe, but boys hung on. Bullpen was great. Big time win. Move on.
From your perspective, you see Kyle last minute run out there before Joe could throw that next pitch.
Yeah.
At that point, what are you thinking as the manager sitting there on that step? What's going through your mind at that point?
Actually, the pitch right before that, Ruben turned to me and said that didn't look great. And so then Higgy looked over, and he went out and talked to him, and like I said, we'll see, but just didn't look quite right, barking on him, and so hopefully it's not anything too serious.
That's a type of situation that can be debilitating to a team, but this team is pretty deep. You're able to lean on that bullpen after getting 7 from your starter last night. Plays a big part into what happens today. I mean, just talk about being able to go to that bullpen knowing you got a lot of fresh arms out there that can come in and get the job done.
Yeah, you make an excellent point, Tony. Kinger set us up for today. Going the 7 he got today. Adam was efficient. Suarez threw 8 last night, so he was pretty fresh. And had some days off before that, 3 days. But yeah, as soon as Joe goes down, you got 2 outs in the 4th. It's like, all right, buckle up. We got to figure this out. And we had fresh guys, and to your point also, like deep guys. And Hoeing did his part. Estrada. Scott picks up big at bat against Olsen, and then goes out and grabs the 7th. And Adam overcomes 2 quick runs and buckles down and keeps it right there. And Suarez does his thing.
This team has been incredible with 2 outs this year offensively. I mean, that's the hardest way to score in this league is with 2 outs. Yet this team seemingly does it feels like pretty often. Just talk about that kind of grit with 2 outs to keep the pressure on these teams.
I think it speaks to the compete regardless of circumstance. Innings not over. We got to finish it. We got an opportunity. 2 outs. Here we go. Somebody makes something happen, and sometimes pitchers let down with 2 outs and nobody on, and feel like the inning's over, and we capitalize.
1 series down, 3 to go. Enjoy yourself tonight, Mike.
Looking forward to tonight, enjoying it, and looking forward to LA even more.
Take care.
Thanks a lot, Tony.
All right, that's the manager, Mike Schilt, downstairs in the Padre clubhouse with Tony Gwynn Jr. and spoken like a true manager. Looking forward to tonight. Looking forward to the Dodgers even more. Pretty much what he had to say at the end there. And a great point about Michael King going 7 yesterday. That really did allow the Padres to absorb the unexpected short outing from Joe Musgrove today. And again, kind of hold our breath a little bit on Joe in the elbow. And you hope it's something that will allow him to return at some point this postseason. Padres beat the Braves tonight 5-4 here at Petco Park. They sweep the wild card series. 3 of the 4 wild card series end in sweeps. Tigers over the Astros, Kansas City over Baltimore. Only the Brewers and the Mets will play a deciding Game 3. That'll be tomorrow as Milwaukee plays host to the Mets after surviving tonight with a comeback 5-3 win over New York. Padres will get a couple of days here to reset their minds and bodies before Game 1 of the NLDS at Dodger Stadium on Saturday. And, of course, that series becomes best of 5 as things become a little bit more serious every round. Games 1 and 2 at Dodger Stadium and then back home to Petco Park as we send it back down for Tony.
I'm with the big dog, Manny Machado. Manny, you guys take care of business. You get the 2 wins. You earned the 2 off days. Just talk about what you're feeling right now.
Man, just a lot of emotions going through this right now, man. We're really enjoying it. This team has fought all year. It's been great. And, just enjoy tonight and get ready for, LA in a few days.
First at bat for you today. You come up in a big spot. You end up punching. You come up again and the next time up. And what changed in that at bat? It seemed like you got something up you could handle, took a good swing, and got things rolling.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a game of adjustments. You're facing a really good pitcher over there. And, you got me that first at bat, and came up with a clean inning there with us, bases loaded, no outs. And, I wanted the opportunity again. And it came up. I told Victor I wanted it again. Came into the dugout wanting it. And, it happened with 2 outs, with Higgy starting it off. And then, our lineup with Arias, Toddy, Crow getting it. I get another opportunity and, just seize to the moment and, driving a few runs.
I asked Toddy earlier, how big has Victor Rodriguez been for you guys this year? You've been here for a long time, been through a bunch of different hitting coaches. How big has he been for this ball club this year?
I mean, he's been huge, man. He's a positive guy, as positive as you can get.
and he enjoys every single moment, keeps us positive, keeps us going. You know, whether we're down, whether we're up, whether we're in a losing streak, winning streak, keeps it the same every single day and keeps us positive, ready on, just ready for the task in hand, which is go out there and compete for 27 outs.
Now, you're at third base when Joe kind of had his injury go down. Did you notice anything different? Because we saw Kyle come up when Joe looked like he was about to throw another pitch. Did you recognize anything from your side?
I didn't. Obviously, what we've been dealing with all year, and he's a workhorse, man. He goes out there, doesn't complain, doesn't do anything, grabs the ball and goes out there and competes. And I know he wanted to stay in there, but obviously, we need him for the long haul.
Was there any type of kind of let down when your guy Joe Musgrove goes down? He comes, you see him having to walk off the field. Did you have to kind of have like a check yourself moment?
Yeah, it's tough. You don't want to see it. And obviously our guy, he's been our guy. He's our guy here in San Diego. He seizes up to these moments, these big moments, and always wants it. And just to see him walk off the field like that, you definitely don't want it. So yeah, you got to regroup. Kind of took a little air out of us, but we told him, we got you, man. We're gonna go out there and compete. Just get healthy, and we got you tonight.
You talked a lot about after that LA series, you guys clinched. You talked about enjoying the moment and then being able to kind of bounce back. You guys get 2 days to kind of do that. You're going to enjoy this moment, but you know what's ahead of you up in Los Angeles. Just talk about that series. We know this is a big rivalry. It's gained more momentum since you've been here. Just talk about this upcoming series.
Yeah, man, it's going to be fun. It's been fun all year, and I expect nothing less coming forward for this next 5 games, and just leave it on the field. We got 3 more victories that we got to win and secure. So go out there and just compete. We know they're a really good ball club, and they're not going to take it lightly. So we got to be ready, enjoy this moment tonight, but come back to business tomorrow.
Keep bleeding, man. You've been doing a great job all year, brother.
Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it.
All right, Tony and Manny Machado live down in the Padre clubhouse. Padres, of course, went 8-5 against the Dodgers in the regular season. The two teams will meet in the division series for the second time in 3 years. The Padres took the Dodgers out in 4 games back in 2022. And, Tony, just to bring you on one final time from down there, tremendous job with the interviews. And I guess my main question would just sort of be, how would you compare the field tonight versus what we had in L.A. when they clinched a postseason berth?
It's about the same. Yeah. The one thing that stood out in Los Angeles was they were going to enjoy it, but they weren't going to go overboard because they know they have more ahead of them. And you heard pretty much every one of those guys that we got a chance to interview, including Mike Schilt, basically allude to the fact that we got 1 down, there's 3 more to go. And listen, they get 2 off days, so they get to enjoy this a little bit more maybe than they did in Los Angeles. But make no mistake about it, these guys are very dialed into what's ahead of them and what's going to have to be done. And I would expect to see nothing different than what we've seen all season.
Not to get too far ahead of ourselves, because you and I will spend dozens of hours talking about it when the series begins. But I tell you what, I think from moment 1 this year in Seoul, Korea, we all kind of envisioned, dreamed, I don't know about hoped, but maybe a postseason matchup between these two really, really good divisional opponents.
No doubt about it. I think everybody kind of had in their mind they would love to have that matchup. Obviously, you would like to be able to, dispose of them a little bit earlier, but this is the matchup that's in front of them. And, the one thing we've learned in the last couple of seasons especially is that kind of aura that has hung over the Dodgers for so long, I think in the Padres' eyes is no longer a factor. And so for the Pods, they're going to enjoy this, but make no mistake, as I said, they're going to be ready come Saturday.
No doubt about it. Tony, amazing work down there, man. Great job.
Thank you, brother.
All right, Tony Gwynn Jr. live from the Padre clubhouse. The celebration has come back onto the field where the families are out and celebrating with the team. I see, like 100 little kids running around the outfield here at Petco Park right now, and a very, very special moment tonight as the Padres sweep a postseason series for the first time in franchise history. Hung on for a 5-4 win over the Atlanta Braves. How about Tony? Live interviews in the clubhouse with Mike Schilt, Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis Jr., Jackson Merrill, Joe Musgrove, Kyle Higashioka, and hitting coach Victor Rodriguez, who, as we said, is the architect of this Padre offense that has been the best in baseball here in 2024. All right, so it is once more the Padres and the Dodgers. Game 1 of the National League Division Series will be coming up on Saturday night, 5:30, 8 p.m. at Dodger Stadium. Game 2 will be on Sunday at L.A. Game 3 here at Petco Park next Tuesday, with Game 4, if necessary, to follow, also here in downtown San Diego. We remember what it was like in 2022, and we'll see what is in store for all of us here in 2024. Thanks for making us a part of your night tonight, and if you're driving home, please do get back safely. Tony and I are done, but much, much more postseason coverage is straight ahead. Sam Levitt is up in his perch in the Western Metal Building. He has your traditional postgame show coming up. Still an awful lot to do here tonight as the Padres beat the Braves 5-4 to sweep this wild card series. We'll take a break. When we come back, Sam will take over. We will talk to you Saturday night at Dodger Stadium on the Padres Radio Network.
The NASCAR Cup Series is on SiriusXM. We're back on the track Sunday,
1 p.m. Eastern.
It's the Yellowwood 500
from Talladega Superspeedway.
Checker flag, baby. Yeah.
On SiriusXM NASCAR Radio Channel 90, in the car, and on the all-new SiriusXM app. Get closer to everything that moves you, wherever you are, with the SiriusXM app.
Let's make some smoke and drink some beer. Yeah.
This is Bob Kendrick, president of the Negro Leagues Baseball Museum in Kansas City and host of the award-winning SiriusXM podcast, Black Diamonds. I want you to picture this. 100 years ago, the Kansas City Monarchs and the Hilldale Athletic Club trotting onto a dusty field at the Baker Bowl in Philadelphia to begin the first ever Negro Leagues World Series. A packed house and 5 members of the Baseball Hall of Fame in action. But who knew that those athletes of 1924 would share so much in common with the stars a century later?
Shohei Ohtani, the first player to have a 50-50 season.
Bullet Rogan was doing that a century ago. Biz Mackey's defensive prowess and leadership would rival that of a modern-day great like Adley Rushman.
Throw to second base by Rushman in.
Demonstrating the same level of talent, passion, and excellence that we see in stars like Mookie Betts and Aaron Judge.
A breathtaking home run by Aaron Judge.
The 1924 Negro League World Series wasn't just baseball. It was a powerful statement of what could be achieved despite the barriers of the time. And now, with players from all over the world representing countless backgrounds, the Fall Classic is truly the World Series.
Locks it off for the Guardians. And this place is bananas.
Welcome to the 2024 postseason.
For full postseason coverage and 24/7 baseball talk, tune into MLB Network Radio, SiriusXM 89, and the SXM app.
For them going into the postseason,
what his goal was as far as this group, and a lot of it was culture build. How were they going to continue kind of that same precedent we've seen over the last 7 years? And he said it's a lot of, having the right guys step up. It's not the same faces as far as that leadership goes. You lost some guys, and Michael Brantley. You also lost the catcher Maldonado. There was different faces in this locker room, and some certain guys had to step up. And I like the idea that even though they started so rough, and a lot of people counted them out, they continue to churn on. And what Bregman said after the game yesterday about this team getting better month by month by month, that's a lot of how you approach a season as a player. You're not so focused on, okay, we suck right now. No, how do I get better? The American League still runs through the Astros right now. I believe that. And I think that with all the pieces that they have right now, Kyle Tucker being back in this lineup, showing the power off last night, the way he hit that off-speed pitch reminds me that he is on pitches right now. Kyle Tucker is back. The only concern I have will be Yordan Alvarez and if he'll be 100% or not going into this postseason.
On the court and off, your home for the NBA is SiriusXM. Follow all the drama as your favorite team vies for it all. SiriusXM NBA Radio. SiriusXM 86.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM MLB schedule for Thursday, October the 3rd. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the Major League Baseball playoffs, 2:32 p.m., Houston Astros take on the Detroit Tigers. Astros on Sirius and XM channels 89, Internet 850. Tigers on Sirius 208, XM 175, and Internet 849. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 80. 4:08 p.m., Baltimore Orioles take on the Kansas City Royals. Orioles on Sirius 210, XM 177, and Internet 842. Royals on Internet 209, XM 176, and Internet 851. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 81. 7:08 p.m., San Diego Padres take on the Atlanta Braves. Padres on Sirius and XM channels 89, Internet 862. Braves on Sirius 211, XM 178, and Internet 841. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 80. 8:38 p.m., Milwaukee Brewers take on the New York Mets. Brewers on Sirius 208, XM 175, and Internet 855. Mets on Sirius 106, XM 179, and Internet 857. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 81. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM MLB schedule for Thursday, October the 3rd. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the Major League Baseball playoffs, 2:32 p.m., Houston Astros take on the Detroit Tigers. Astros on Sirius and XM channels 89, Internet 850. Tigers on Sirius 208, XM 175, and Internet 849. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 80. 4:08 p.m., Baltimore Orioles take on the Kansas City Royals. Orioles on Sirius 210, XM 177, and Internet 842. Royals on Internet 209, XM 176, and Internet 851. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 81. 7:08 p.m., San Diego Padres take on the Atlanta Braves. Padres on Sirius and XM channels 89, Internet 862. Braves on Sirius 211, XM 178, and Internet 841. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 80. 8:38 p.m., Milwaukee Brewers take on the New York Mets. Brewers on Sirius 208, XM 175, and Internet 855. Mets on Sirius 106, XM 179, and Internet 857. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 81. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM MLB schedule for Thursday, October the 3rd. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the Major League Baseball playoffs, 2:32 p.m., Houston Astros take on the Detroit Tigers.